With Hitman 3 getting released at the start of this year, that has kicked off a new era of roulette. With RR4 being a Hitman 3 only tournament, we got to learn the game, the engine, and the maps in a new way. In RR5 and RR6, we could perfect our strategies with everything this game has to offer. Now, we're in the biggest competition yet, the Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021. Starting on the 22nd of October, we've kicked off the 7 weeks of roulette ahead of us. With 65 players signing up, we hit the upper limit, and in the end there were 59 players battling it out in 198 group stage matches, fighting to belong to the top 32 players that made it into the knockout stage. After 3 weeks, the top 4 players from each group have been decided, ready to jump into another 4 weeks filled of stacked matches ahead of them. Competing to survive, at the end, after 57 matches, there were only 2 players left to compete. Right here, right now, on the big stage of the Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021 Grand Finals. In the left corner, we have k-kaneta, an upcoming RR6 rookie originating from Japan. He had a great run in the World Championship, greatly improved after dropping out of RR6 immediately, and even got all the way to the Grand Finals in Infofun's Roulette Raceway event. After slaughtering his group, going 6-1, he continued his spree all the way through the knockout stage, going undefeated apart from his early group stage loss, now on the peak of his performance, playing in the greatest match of them all for a chance to secure the trophy. His opponent, however, is not going easy either. DaniButa, another RRWC rookie coming from Hungary, the residency of our last RRWC champion, making the Grand Finals in his very first tournament, and that not based on luck. After topping Group H, he dropped down in round 3 of the winner bracket, but made an impressive lower bracket run, sweeping well-known and more experienced players than him, getting revenge on Ducker, who put him into the LB, winning the LB semi-finals against him, and now stands here in his most important match of his career, the Grand Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, agents and handlers, assassins and heralds, viewers, players, casters and admins, after 7 weeks it's finally here. This is the match you've all been waiting for. The match that has been anticipated for the entire year now. The greatest match of them all. This is the Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021 Grand Finals.
Don't respond, just listen. Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
Over here! Cover me!
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Don't.
Tell the Constant to start running!
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I'll look forward to your call.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all that's left now.
We've been compromised. Abort and walk away now.
Who?
ICA. They tracked me. Don't know how.
It's what they do. How many?
One prime asset and a whole pack of up-and-comers. They've infiltrated the club searching for us. Christ, I think I killed one of them. Get out now before they spot you.
No. They found us once. They'll find us again. Keep your head down. I'll take care of this.
Good afternoon and welcome to Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021, and this is the grand final. We've all been waiting for this one, and it doesn't get much bigger. We've got k-kaneta versus DaniButa. Roulette returning rival, first World Championship versus a Roulette rookie. This is Danny's first ever comp and he's in the final, which is just amazing work. Luckily, I'm not here on my own. I am joined by other people. With me, I have CurryMaker, I have Yannini, and I have some random person. And you were all muted, just for funsies. No, it wasn't just for funsies. That was me being crap. So there you go. Mark that one off in your roulette bingo cards. But yes, I do have Curry, Randy, and Yannini with me, lads. Curry, I'll start with you. What are you looking forward to here, mate?
Hopefully a grand final, a great grand finals where I'll be audible for at least 2 maps. And yeah, just great competition, not a 10-0 sweep. That's all I'm looking for.
I can't see a 10-0 sweep. I mean, they're both awesome players, but I think they're good enough to go back and forth, to be honest. I think it's going to be... I think both players are really, really nervous, but extremely high level. Seeing what they've done in the tourney so far says that. Yanni, anything you want to see?
I think you really said it right. I mean, I can at least speak a bit from my last year experience from playing the final. I think that was the most nervous experience I've ever had, revolving around Hitman. So I'm wishing them good luck. I hope they don't stress out too much. Hope they can regain their, keep their calm. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. The finals, first to 10, it's gonna be, we're gonna be here for quite a long time. So... Yeah.
That's a really good point. It is the first to 10, and of course, the maps are only 30 minutes apiece this time. Or at least, they only get 30 minutes to clear the map. Of course, it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. And it's the first to 10 points. Randy, anything you want to point out that you're looking forward to that you've noticed in either player so far this tourney?
I'm honestly lost for words apparently. No, I'm seeing everything I wanted to see for finals already. New players that haven't been in the finals already will get a new champion. Just really excited to see some top-level threats and gameplay.
It certainly should be a good one. Made some notes earlier on, and of course Curry covered them in that awesome cinematic that he supplied for us there. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. Go back and watch the VOD later on because it's well worth it. But one of the points to be made there is k-kaneta hasn't lost a match for over a month. This tournament has been going on since late October. 23rd, I think, was the first day.
22nd.
22nd, there you go. And on the 26th, k-kaneta played his first match, and he won 6-0 against Meme Junkie. So that kind of sets out the stall, doesn't it? Quite early on of what you're going to do, because Meme's no pushover. And the only match he has lost was to Fopper. That was on the 3rd. So yeah, quick maths. k-kaneta has not lost for over a month. Danny, he hasn't lost much either, has he? He lost to Ducker and he avenged that in the losers bracket semi-final. And he also lost to David Red Sox in the group stage, but again, avenged that one in the losers bracket as well. So DaniButa, he can get him back. He's not worried about who he goes up against, but it should be a good one. Okay, we got the first map coming up. As you can see, it is Berlin, which was picked by k-kaneta. Quick look at the maps, very quick look. You can see on the screen there who's picked what. k-kaneta has picked Berlin, Woodstown Creek, Haven, Sapienza, Colorado, Dartmoor, Paris and Bangkok, and Dubai. Danny's gone New York, Miami, Hokkaido, Mumbai, Mendoza, Santa Fortuna, Chongqing, Isle of Scale, and Marrakesh. But the spin is very nearly here. Curry, you're not joining me for this. Randy is. Randy, break down the spin, please, sir.
Yes, we have a hobby knife as the suit, and the pistol as the delivery guy. We have fire as a biker, fiber wire as a technician, and the explosive weapon as the Florida man himself.
Florida man, so hopefully they can get him early and he won't ruin their match. Well, Randy's going to join me for this map. Yannini and Curry will be taking over for maps 3 and 4. Gunther and Chris for maps 5 and 6. Me and Randy back for 7 and 8 maybe. And Yannini and Curry from 9 and 10, but we'll see what happens. And we can see that Danny's straight in. Starting in the suit, obviously a requisite there because he has to get a hobby knife kill. So he's brought a Krugermeyer with him and shaking his head as he scales the roof down instead of up. Always a pain. k-kaneta as well, starting the Ravon suit. Of course, Green, he has the concealable knife, does he? Not the hobby knife. Hobby knives.
Yeah.
Hobby knives are found on the map, but not too close here.
They're scattered around basically everywhere on the map. Shouldn't be too hard to find one.
Yeah, and you got I think the nearest one actually would be in the biker hangout, in one of the chests, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go. We see Danny firing a couple of shots down by Agent Banner, as is k-kaneta at virtually the same time. We see Montgomery is walking away. k-kaneta didn't get Montgomery interested, so just going to get Banner. Changing into Club Securities, k-kaneta. Danny's still in the suit with a silenced SMG on his back. Here comes Mr. Banner. The wall. And he gets an explosive weapon to the back of the noggin. Unless that was an hermetic device, I think it's an explosive that Danny's got there. Okay, k-kaneta just about to knock out Banner as well. Does it with the briefcase, bit more style.
A bit further up as well.
Yeah.
Did it call again? Yeah, it's fine.
Danny grabbing himself the scooter key at least, and also the delivery driver, which there we go.
I lost him.
Pretty apart from the slight delay, there's about 10 seconds, 8, 9, 10 seconds delay between the two. Very, very similar start.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really expect much differently with this spin. Most things are standardly available. But it's always interesting to see how synced up they can be.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, with the suit kill in there, if you're not starting as Ravon, you're probably going to struggle a bit, especially in these later stages. You don't have time to mess about with the radio tower start, because you're talking about a minute before you even get close to a target, and that's too much for Roulette. Danny with the first kill there with the fiber wire as the technician. He gets that on Agent Swan. Very nicely done. It looks like k-kaneta is looking to get Agent Thames in the bushes, and he has. Very nicely done.
He's sharp, so be sharper.
Danny back into his delivery guy disguise. Has a silenced pistol. It's actually a Krugermeyer. And he has Thames on the hook for this kill.
Ooh.
Not trespassing, very little sus, and bang. Popped him in the back of the head. And he has his second kill. Delivery guy, pistol, done. k-kaneta is still in the technician disguise. He's just taken out the security cameras as well. Always a wise move. If he's timed that right.
That's another one down.
Nope. He doesn't have Agent Rhodes on the hook, but he has now, hopefully. Yeah, he threw I think Rhodes might be enforcing someone else to go outside. No, he's coming outside himself, so k-kaneta does have Rhodes on the hook.
Based on which targets are going for, it seems that Dani has a bit more optimized route here, but we'll have to wait and see for what the later kills bring on, if that still stays the same or not.
Rhodes knocked out for k-kaneta. He's taken the biker costume off him. I mean, disguise, sorry, that was unintentional. I did mean disguise. Danny picking himself up biker disguise as well. Of course, that is required for the fire kill. Danny has got the fire barrel leaking. I'm just a little bit concerned about the biker that Danny has grabbed. Is he going to be safe in that corner with this this fire kill? Is that going to be quiet enough? We'll have to see. Now, k-kaneta, of course, his biker is nowhere near. He does have Lowenthal on hook. And he gets the fire kill. Has anybody noticed it? There is some noise. And k-kaneta has the fire kill as well.
Agent Lowenthal, please report.
I'm just a bit concerned about this dude around the back for Danny here. Is he going to be okay with him?
Lost a third.
Should be fine. Nobody should go back there. The only thing is if someone finds a weird angle to spot him from, like between some of the shelves there.
Well, that's never happened in Hitman, so we can be assured of that, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay, k-kaneta laying down a big old block of C4 for Agent Rhodes there to say goodbye to this mortal coil with. I see Danny's doing an awful lot of work with that biker. That's like you say, he shouldn't be seen, but he's clearly concerned.
Yeah.
So k-kaneta going for Rhodes at the top there, who is also going to be one of the kills. Taking that disguise early. Of course, the loud explosive is the Florida Man. So looking at it, that would be the last, pretty much one of the last disguises you'll grab.
So waiting for Florida Man till the end, is that really safe to do?
Well, unless you want to go up on the roof and wait for him to teleport up there. I mean, sometimes you might think that's a viable strat. Okay, k-kaneta taking out Banner with a pistol as the delivery guy. He gets another kill. That is 3 kills apiece, and they're all the same kills. We've still got explosive weapon as Florida Man, hobby knife as Suit. k-kaneta has a hobby knife in hand. That is Agent Green down for k-kaneta, and he goes ahead. Well, you can say he goes ahead. It's sometimes quite hard to tell in roulette, but he does have 4 kills now. And Danny, he takes out Banner with the hobby knife in the suit. Gets back into his biker disguise.
Agent Banner, report. Are you there?
Not gonna lie, this is so tense. My eyes are darting between the 2 screens here.
Gentlemen, I am speechless.
Okay, the boys are after gonna go downstairs to go get the Florida Man.
That juggling with the knocked out biker might have actually costed Dani a few very valuable seconds that might cost him this map.
I think you're absolutely right there. k-kaneta's decision to get Rhodes was a smart one, I think.
Yeah, Dani was in the lead after the first 2-3 kills, but then had to spend like a minute there.
Yeah. However, he's on his way downstairs. He's going all the way back down the stairs from the roof, which takes him right to the dance floor. But look at this, k-kaneta comes out just in front of Florida Man, drops that emetic device for him. k-kaneta has the Florida Man on hook. Now,
nice, quick and easy.
Well, hopefully. I mean, which toilet will he go to? Or will he go to a bin? It's just where is he going to seclude himself? Now that was a dodgy throw from k-kaneta, because Florida Man actually went under the stairs, but he threw that fire extinguisher early. Does get him. k-kaneta is in the Florida Man disguise. He just needs to get to an exit, detonate, and hope that 3 seconds before before he can leave is long enough for roads not to be discovered. This is a risky one as well. He's looking to go out by the Rolf Hirschmiller exit, I think it's sometimes called. There is the kill. And k-kaneta is out. I think that was green guns. It looked very green to me.
That was green to me as well, but what do I know?
8 minute 46 in-game time. Nicely done. And you see Danny is only just got next to Florida Man with the emetic device.
Should have waited 1 second more.
Yeah. This is looking very much like k-kaneta is going to take the first map. Just waiting for the admin to confirm, of course. Photo finish. You've got to let it play out. Oh, and with that, looks like Danny's got some Chamberlain problems there. He's got enforcers all over the shop. And there it is. k-kaneta takes round 1.
0-2. You are losing. Assert yourself.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done from k-kaneta, but I'm pretty sure there, Randy, that, like you say, that decision to biker disguise that he went for was kind of his undoing there.
The thing is, he had already gotten a biker disguise. He just knocked him out to not have to deal with him being in the area.
Is that what that was? I did wonder. Okay, well, we've set up the predictions for round 2. We are now off to New York, which is Danny's pick. Just going to have a quick look at the mission briefing to see while we're there. We'll be back in just a moment.
The constant says to follow the money.
Milton Fitzpatrick, the investment bank. It's a key Providence asset.
Which you worked for.
The director of the New York branch is a Providence operative. It's our best bet as a way in.
I'll tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
Right, gentlemen. Here's what we've come up with. The partners are transitioning between identities, but everything is so recent, the Milton Fitzpatrick bank records will still be intact. We've confirmed that the partners have active accounts there. However, the bank's records are remotely updated on a frequent basis. We may only have hours before any leads that could get us the new identities of the partners are gone forever. The data we need can be obtained in 2 ways. The bank's data core can be accessed through the basement vault, but getting inside the vault could be challenging. Alternatively, Bank Director Athena Savalas, Head of Security Mateo Perez, and Head of Accounts Fabian Mann each carry a partial backup drive with the data. We'll need all 3 drives to get the full data. Now, we cannot risk the partners discovering the data breach. Eliminating the bank's director, Athena Savalas, would sever the last remaining Providence tie to the bank and keep our activities hidden.
Okay, one more time. We break into the vault, extract the hard drive rack, and eliminate the director on the way out.
We.
You. Good luck, 47.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the grand final of Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021. I'm your host, Gordiniroy, and I'm joined for the first 2 maps by some random person. Say hello, Randy.
Hello, Randy.
Classic. As you can see from the scoreline there, k-kaneta took the first map. He took Berlin. Tight map. Very tight map. It was looking really, really close, but Danny had some trouble with a knocked out biker to facilitate one of his kills, and he was juggling with that. So that he spent a good minute having to deal with that issue, but in the meantime there, k-kaneta was able to go on and get everything else set up for that final kill. But that means nothing now. We are off to New York, which is chosen by Danny, as you can see. No RNG maps, unless we go get loads of ties, which would be unlikely. No band maps either. But as you can see, this one is DaniButa's pick. Now, New York, traditionally, Randy, that's a pretty quick map.
It sure is. Usually takes like 2 minutes max, but
Now, what sort of spin would take, I don't know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, say? So I'm struggling to think of one that would stretch him that far. Maybe a bank robber.
Not really. Bank robbers aren't really that much more difficult. The only thing that I can think of is something that requires you to get into the vault first.
One of the kill items. One of the weapons.
That still doesn't add too much time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the items have been made unlockable elsewhere, haven't they? So, you know, you don't... you can actually bring it in yourself and then finagle your route to suit. But we're 40 seconds away from the spin. And yeah, Athena Savalas, the one target. Of course, you do have the other objectives being either going into the vault for the data core or getting the data disks from Athena, Fabian Man, and Perez. I forget Perez's first name. You might know that, Randy, off the top of your head.
Almost Anthony, but that's not correct.
It's not Anthony, no. But Mr. Perez, Mr. Man, and Miss Savalas. Anyway, the spin is right upon us. So we have Athena Savalas plus the objectives as a job applicant with a fiber wire. Fiber wire, a classic Hitman kill. Now let's see what the boys come up with here. I should imagine we're going to see a security guard start, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's usually the goal to start unless you need to start somewhere else.
Danny, look at that, straight in. k-kaneta just a little bit behind, but Danny, 20 seconds after the spin is live, he is away. k-kaneta not far behind him. So we're going to see pretty synced up Perez disc takes here. So the boys are going to be going for the discs, which makes sense.
Yeah, you don't usually go for the data core.
No, nobody does. And if you do, you must take the golden shotgun.
Yeah.
That's the law. Now, k-kaneta picking himself up a crowbar there to open the door, whereas Danny is going for the lead pipe next door. I don't think he's got him on hook. He's going gold. Danny's gone for a replan. This could be large.
I believe he confused the two bathrooms, because the bathroom with the bank robbers, there is a ventilation between the two that you can use to distract people.
And so you can't get the job applicant that way. Well, that's a big replan from Danny. That does put him at a massive disadvantage here.
Indeed.
Well, k-kaneta, as we can see, does have the job applicant disguise. He is away.
Doesn't do the mission story. Feels bad, man.
I can only apologise to all our viewers for k-kaneta not doing the mission story here. Ooh, Danny with a big whoosh there as he crowbarred open the door, but he's got the job applicant disguise. k-kaneta sneaking up the back passage. Still needs to get data disk from Fabian Man. It shouldn't be too difficult for him. He's not doing the security disguise, the story mission. He is going in the back door there.
Well, it's interesting to see how people clear out this room, because the strats here can vary significantly.
They can indeed. k-kaneta making it look quite simple. Can he get behind Sierra, bloody hell. Athena.
That's another tile on the big board.
He's really struggling to get this prompt. He's going to have to wait for her to run, I think. And there... Oh, no, it's a GRB! Oh, he had the prompt as well. That prompt was as clear as day, but... Oh, k-kaneta with a restart there. Interesting thing I just remembered. Starting as that security guard and going up this way to get the job applicant, story mission doesn't work, even if you trigger it. Those guards do not leave. I've just remembered that. But Danny cleared out that room very nicely. Athena is dead. He's in a security guard disguise. Doesn't have camera trouble, but can take care of the cameras here anyway, if he wants to. Got the CEO exit card. So, yeah, that late rip from Danny.
I don't really feel comfortable with this.
Now, of course, Danny's still got to get that data disk from Fabian Man. You should be just around the bottom of these stairs somewhere.
Listen,
Dodgy spot to grab him, but there he is. There's Fabian Man. Little bump, turning round. Nicely done by Danny there. Very nicely done. CEO exit not far away now. That was some beautiful work by Danny, and he is out.
Nice.
Very nicely done. Now we're just going to see if k-kaneta can force the photo finish. I don't think that's likely at the moment, since he's not all the way upstairs.
There's much running to do.
That GRB cost. Athena getting panicked like that really didn't help him at all, did it? Oof. I'm just waiting for our admin, who is Fusk, for this match.
Victory. Score 2-2. All even.
And
Move
there
carefully.
it goes. DaniButa takes map 2. We're putting it all even now. Oh, we did say it was going to go back and forth. I know it's only the first 2 maps, but still, I'm kind of hyped. I am still kind of hyped. Okay, the predictions have been paid out for the second match there. Second map. We're starting them for round 3. Round 3. Well, we're going to have a change here in the commentary box. Randy and I will be back with you in a bit. But coming up next, we've got Yannini. Are you there, Yannini?
Yes, hello.
Yannini is here, that's good to hear. And CurryMaker, are you there as well, sir?
I am indeed. Hello.
Alright then, I shall leave this in your capable hands. Now, the next map, however, is Haven. We're going to go to the mission briefing, but as soon as we come back, these 2 gentlemen will guide you through these testing times. We'll be back in a bit.
Haven Island is a true tropical paradise. Owned by the company's founder, Tyson Williams, the island is used by Haven as a combined headquarters and client entertainment center. Current and potential clients are ferried to the island and treated to the very best the Maldives have to offer. Michelin star chefs, a full massage spa, private huts, exercise facilities, and all the comforts of a luxury island resort are made available to them. 47. We'll be sending you in as a potential new client. We've put together a convincing cover story. You're Mr. Reaper, a thief for hire looking to disappear for a while. Your mission on the island is simple. You need to eliminate the 3 owners of Haven. Tyson Williams, founder and rumored tyrannical CEO of Haven. Ludmila Vetrova, a former confidence artist hired by Williams to serve as a client recruiter and handler. And Stephen Bradley, technical wizard and the brains behind Haven's proprietary software platform.
With the owners gone, Olivia will be able to penetrate the Haven servers long enough for her to secure the new partner identities.
I've uploaded all the information we have on the island and the 3 targets. Best of luck, gentlemen.
I don't rely on luck.
Well, a little wouldn't hurt.
Right. I think we are live now. We are indeed. Welcome back to the 3rd map of the k-kaneta vs DaniButa RRWC 2021 Grand Finals, casted by Yannini and myself here. Our turn now. And I guess with this bit longer break that we got, we can just quickly talk about the picks and bans here. You can see them right there on this beautiful image made by GK Punk for this. Very well done. To quickly explain, I guess, how the system works here, k-kaneta came from the winner bracket, did not drop a single match in the knockout stage, therefore he had the advantage of choosing a map first, that was Berlin, and also immediately banned a map, which was Whittleton Creek. Afterwards, it was Danny's turn to pick and ban a map. He picked New York, banned Miami, and that just repeated. Kaneta picked Haven, banned Sapienza. Danny picked Hokkaido, banned Mumbai. Colorado pick, Dartmoor ban, Mendoza pick, Santa Fortuna ban, Paris pick, Bangkok ban, Chongqing pick, Scale ban, and the last 2 maps. There were only 2 maps remaining, obviously, because we have only 18 maps in the trilogy that are played in Roulette. So k-kaneta picked Dubai as the 9th map, and then Marrakesh was the only map remaining as the 10th map.
Indeed. Thanks for the breakdown. And yeah, that is. I mean, I think really that the finals are really interesting in that regard. So we see so many picks and bans. Can read a lot into that. And of course, generally, if you look at it, you immediately see Kaneta is really favoring the long maps here. Berlin, Haven, Colorado, and Danny, of course, also reacting against that with Miami, Mumbai, Santa Fortuna ban. So he's banning the long maps, Kaneta's picking them. And on the other side, we have DaniButa doing exactly the same opposite.
Exactly, it's so funny.
Yeah, picking New York, Hokkaido, really short maps, and Kaneta banning Dartmoor, Whistleton Creek, and so forth. So you definitely see a trend here, but I do think it makes a lot of sense. With we highlighted the playstyles of these players in the past. Kaneta is someone who just really does not rip, and yeah, just always plays it safe, and really long maps favor that. And DaniButa is he's a well-known speedrunner, and he's playing really fast, so short maps make a lot of sense. What do you think of this?
I mean, yeah, what you pointed out totally makes sense. That fits their playstyle. Kaneta here going for longer maps first. Picking the Berlin and Haven, just like going basically from the longest available to the shortest available, with ending on a Dubai pick, favoring that over Marrakesh. Really fits his maybe not the fastest strat ever, but still very solid and consistent playstyle. Where on the other side with Danny, we have these really short, really quick, that really short, really quick playstyle coming to show on these shorter maps. First pick in New York, like arguably one of the second quickest map in the trilogy. I think we can call it that. Straight after
Indeed,
Dartmoor.
Yeah.
And then just like going for the shortest available every time. Like first New York, then Hokkaido, then Mendoza a bit longer already, Chongqing a bit longer, and ending technically on the Marrakesh, although that was like literally the only map remaining.
Yeah. I think it can be like a break though. Like you could, until map 6, I think I'm really comfortable, and then you only have 6 maps remaining, so you had to adapt a little bit, and maybe not pick the map you're really best on. But it's how it is. And yeah, as you probably want to say, I'm sorry to cut you off. Haven Island is gonna arrive very soon.
It is indeed a pick by Kaneta here. We can see his record, been here 5 times, won 3 of them. Danny been here 4 times, won half of that, so definitely makes sense to pick this, I suppose, from Kaneta's side, as he's stats-wise a bit favored on it. And the spin is here. Yanni, do you want to go ahead and run it down for us?
Of course, we have Tyson Williams with the hatchet as Resort Guard. We have Stephen Bradley with a falling object as Resort Staff. And we have Ludmilla Petrova with a loud pistol as Lifeguard. Ooh, what do you think of the spin?
Very, very interesting. I guess that's what we always say. But Stephen Fallen Object is one of the new conditions we got in this tournament. And it is also a bit a trickier one. There are several strategies for that you can use. You can get them with the server lure, as there are speakers down there. You can try and lure him to the coconuts that are not on his island. There are coconuts on his private island, so you definitely have some options. I'm definitely interested to see how that plays out. For the other 2, you've got a KOable weapon, like melee weapon kill for Tyson, just in a trespassing disguise. Can be a bit tricky to do that. However, cinema, which is what both these players seem to be doing, is generally a good option for that. And the Ludmilla loud pistol lifeguard kill is, I guess just standard toilet isolation seeker will be what we see there.
Indeed. It does look very tricky though, I have to say, with a loud pistol, with a Stephen Falling Object, and the loud, like the large weapon for Tyson. But I do agree that it's not as, I would say probably not as bad as it looks. But as you said, both players opting for the cinema isolation. I think it makes a lot of sense here. They can just come back, see Kaneta prepping Tyson to, they can show the headshot later as head to those below the screen. I think it makes a lot of sense here.
Indeed, and we can also see the first difference in strategies here. Kaneta does that, just pulling him real close to the screen so he can basically throw through it. Danny on the other side brought a breacher and just exploded the screen so he can walk through it freely.
Yes, indeed. It kind of does the same thing here. Cause like, Kaneta also drags the other body there and changes guys. So Kaneta can show the headshot and then change into legal disguise, which is the exact same thing Danny can, with the difference that Danny first of all has a shorter way to the exit, and it's just he spent way less time on setting that up. So if you can,
it did cost him a loadout slot though.
Yes, but I do think that it's not relevant at all here, because you don't really need it here. But that is true. I mean, if Kaneta can somehow make use of that extra loadout slot, I'll be very impressed, and that'll be interesting to see. But for now, I'm gonna remain cautious.
Indeed. DaniButa also already obtained the hatchet and threw that up near the cinema. So he has that right there when he does have his resort guard disguise. He can just climb up there and get that kill easily, not the weapon as he needs it. Kaneta, on the meantime, is on Steven's private island, clearing out some NPCs, so by the looks of it, he wants to get Steven here with Fallen Object. Which does make sense, as it's just technically a bunch of NPCs that you could KO that can see the body. Which takes time, but it's totally doable.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest breaking point here, how the players will approach the Steven polling object. The rest is relatively obvious and straightforward, even if it takes some time. But as I mentioned, Steven has multiple options and multiple viable options. So, but they can vary in speed very much. So, I'm just like, we don't really have a standard approach yet to Steven polling objects. I'm very interested to see what they'll both do, and we kind of see Kaneta going for that island, but it will take some time until Steven reaches that.
Indeed. In the meantime, Danny just KO'd the lifeguard, the sleeping lifeguard in the... What is that even called? It's not the security center, but like medical station something.
Yeah, something like that.
Boxed him, got a bit of whoosh of that. I know you can get spotted on through the glass door when dumping that body. Not happened for him this time, and I think he's might be looking at Steven here.
I think so. It really depends which coconuts he wants to take. Which, like, I obviously both going for coconuts, but he is gonna go on his island right now. So if he wants to use one off the island, he has to do it now. Otherwise, he has some time.
Also, Danny doesn't have or neither player has the, or actually Danny does have the resort staff. I misread the disguise, so he could go for the one off the island here, seekering Steven's guard. Has some coins, so he might just use the coconuts off the island here and lure him there.
Hey, I think you left us behind.
A very real possibility. And Steven was not impressed, but this time it worked. Yeah, we're looking at a chain lure here to those coconuts. So I guess a coin trail in this. Either way, just making sure Steven goes a little bit of distance.
Exactly. k-kaneta on the other side has now is done KOing buddies on Steven's private island. Went back to the restaurant and we'll have a nice seeker shot on Ludmilla. So she will be throwing up, going to this bathroom. I think actually I wouldn't be surprised if this bathroom is technically soundproof as well, because well, you've got the double doors, which is like rule of thumb for
That's Stephen Bradley taken care of.
loud kills.
It normally is, yes. And DaniButa got his Steven falling object kill here. Very nicely done. Got the lure, that's the first kill down. And for him, Miller's gonna be in the restaurant. I think the timing is gonna be a bit inconvenient, but he has to make it work. And I think he should be able to. Look at that loud pistol off the guard.
Yeah, and I guess Danny with that now has the arguably hardest kill done, I think. With the setup both players have done for Tyson, that's not a big deal at this point anymore. So the Steam Fallen object is really, I guess, the biggest deal of the spin. So I would say he definitely has the advantage right now.
Indeed. Sorry if okay. you heard my phone ringing.
I didn't, so yeah. All good.
Good. So, I'm sorry, that was just distracted me. And yeah, I would agree with you. Definitely the case. k-kaneta does have Miller isolated now. He has to go all the way back though to grab his lifeguard. And he has to get the steam kill on the island. He has cleared out some NPCs, but it's not a kill yet. So I would definitely say that DaniButa has a big advantage here.
Indeed, and just like barely hitting that seeker shot on Ludmilla, like her elbow was the only thing that was really possible. I'm not sure to which bathroom she will go from there actually.
That's a good point, yeah.
k-kaneta has a body found. Oh no, that's a KO'd body on Steven's Island. Judging by the picture, technically it was lying in some bushes, but
that hurts. I mean,
it hurts indeed.
We said he does have a disadvantage, but like that was
it was not at all decided yet. Yeah, this is a way bigger advantage for Danny now.
It never is. Of course, Danny can always also rip and stuff, but yeah, that's a big problem.
This is also getting interesting now, as I thought Ludmilla is going to the woman's bathroom when you medic her in the kitchen. So that could make it a bit more difficult for Danny to get in there. He does have a calmer.
You gotta make it a bit difficult.
Ooh. Was trespassing there for a very short amount of time, however. Guns
scary, not. Very scary.
Yeah, indeed, very scary. Now he's luring him towards his buddies? I
mean, I think that was Changed, right?
I don't know, I hope for him. I think so, if he does lure him there.
Otherwise, that would be a bit weird. But yeah, this is tough. I was in the situation personally before having to improvise from there. That is a tough, very tough situation. And, I mean, he has a big time advantage now, but he doesn't know that.
Gun flash!
In roulette! Cut. What's happening?
Danny giving us some heart attacks here. Saved the gun flash with that counter shot. One thing I do want to point out that you can do here, there are sinks in this bathroom, and if you turn on the sinks, the ladies will react to that.
She's done puking. Oh, this is gonna be a problem.
This is.
I mean, technically, it's only if you can KO her somehow.
No, that's the other KO body found, and that's a restart from Danny, and it's
okay. Back
it's all equal. Yeah, it's not even all even. k-kaneta definitely the lead here. 2 minutes in-game time.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Not huge, but well enough to be ahead here.
Man, what a map we're getting cast here. It's
it is
incredible. And both players ripping now so far in. As we said, k-kaneta ripped first, so he does have like a 2 minute in-game time advantage now. But DaniButa did seem to have the fastest strat. Let's see if I'm not sure if k-kaneta will change up something on there, because he did have a body found, and like I'm not even sure. But for Danny, I'm pretty sure like what was the reason.
Yeah, I mean,
k-kaneta, I think it's a bit tougher. Yeah.
It is, and yeah, by the looks of it, k-kaneta's not gonna change up his strat all too much. Just gonna throw a distraction underneath its little, what even is that platform thingy? carrying this body. This was not the one getting found. The one getting found, I think, was a guard. So I'm interested to see who and where that was.
Yeah, but like, because he doesn't wanna. I mean, I'm sure k-kaneta knows what he's doing, but I'm interested how it will change that, like, his body spots up maybe, so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, just hide the 1 or 2 bodies a bit more. I think this is probably the one that got found. It looks like he's dragging them to the same spot though, so I'm not too sure what the call is from here. He's just gonna maybe KO more bodies even and just clear the entire island. There is no one to find bodies.
True. But yeah, the problem with I see here is that it's of course that the body got found. It is. I'm still not sure which falling object k-kaneta's going to go for, and what the timing from that is. Because of course Steven also leaves this island at some point.
True, he does have
again.
Yeah, he does have a repeating cycle. Yeah.
Yes, and it's not too long. So like, if you can't get the miracle that fast, then. And it's gonna be interesting.
This is interesting though. k-kaneta just gave the scooter keys to Steven. I'm not sure if I just missed that last time or if that's actually an adaptation here.
I don't think he did it last time, no. Well, we're just gonna keep him occupied for a bit. But yeah, other than that, it's not gonna. I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Does it speed? To me, it looks like he's walking faster, so maybe it just speeds him up walking there. But that's just my guess.
Might be. To be honest, I have no experience on that. But
yeah. Body found from Danny. The Tyson got spotted in the mansion in the cinema. Most likely doors or walls not working how they were intended. Because there should not be anyone entering or leaving the cinema at all. And some of the doors have very, very interesting properties on this map.
That is very true. But still, I don't think that should have happened.
I don't think that should have happened either. But
yeah, but like even with Haven being Haven,
yes,
I think it was still weird.
It is. I
actually haven't seen what he did exactly or what got found, like what exactly. But that's gonna be interesting to watch back. But either way, it did happen. So k-kaneta have a even bigger time lead now of 5 minutes. So let's see if he can capitalize on that. Of course, he is now on his private island. But he does not have the result staff. So I'm interested what's gonna happen here.
Remote fallen object for Steven, new strategy.
I highly doubt it. But this seems to be a lot be cleared here. So I assume he's just gonna go for knockout on them both. Yeah. There you go. Now, I'm also behind apparently, sorry about that.
Yes.
Yeah, just refreshed. So, I mean, my internet is not the best today. We had Shody with the internet cut out, and now, like, it buffers for me a whole lot, but it's okay. We'll get through it. And it's k-kaneta now probably gonna. I assume he's gonna work on the Miller. He has to work on the Miller kill at some point, cause she's not gonna leave the restaurant. But he also, then he can also get back to Steven at any point, of course. He has Tyson and Steven knocked out and can just do them whatever, whenever. But it's gonna take him a whole lot of time. This is gonna, like, of course he does have those 2 knocked out, but this is still far from over.
Indeed. Yeah, he has two targets knocked out, just Lidmill alive. Going on to grab the hatchet, throw it up there. Same thing that Danny does at the start of every spin. Like I think he just did.
Good today, sir.
Yeah, he's leaving the mansion in a bodyguard disguise now. k-kaneta even going so far and bringing it all the way up into, hopefully not into the cinema because he can't access it. So he'll have to place it outside of it.
Wow.
And what?
Something like that.
Body found? Was that... He's red guns, but was he... I don't think he was before, and yeah, that's another restart. Oh my god.
Yep, that was the door opened. That door actually, like, that door protects line of sight, but the other, like, this door is is proof. The other door is not.
But sometimes, yeah. Open doors sometimes also allow people to look through floors and everything. So yeah.
Yes. So opening this door allowed there is a female villa staff inside the other room, which on certain parts of the cycle will spot Tyson and guards in the similar room if the door is opened. So you always have to look out for that. And yeah, very unlucky timing. Back and forth here. You really can't tell what's gonna happen here next.
Indeed. However, isn't this what we want from a grand finals, though? Do we want like 8-minute finishes on every spin, or do we want like 10, 18-minute matches where we have no clue what's gonna happen next here?
I mean, I know that it's Mendoza will talk question, but I actually not sure. Because I do like to have exciting matches, but I also like to see just clean roulette executed.
Indeed. I guess this grand finals will give a good mix of that.
Mix of both. I'm certain of that as well. We already saw very nice roulette in the first clean roulette on the first two maps, and here we see this is very exciting just because it's very close and it's unexpected, and you can't tell what's gonna happen. Which is something that at this top level it's not that often, but it's quite a tricky spin. So I'll give them like.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is not easy by far, like by any means.
Also, just a reminder: the time limit for the code stages was 47 minutes, but now it is down to 30 minutes again. So there is the potential that it's like if there's any more whips, that this map's gonna run out of time and we're gonna end up with a draw. It's not all the picture.
It is not, especially with like 11 minutes remaining at this point.
Indeed.
It wouldn't be too unusual, I suppose. Where's that secret guard going for Danny?
That is a very good question.
Is he just gonna like mind his own business now and walk back all the way back to the toilet, or is he actually like follow? Ah, yep, there he is, turning around. He realized that puking in the ocean is not good.
That is. I had it happen actually. It's quite an interesting thing.
The guard enforces the throw now, even though he's a medic. What is this?
Crazy. It's not the first time I've seen it, but like it's so bullshit.
What is this? Oh my god.
It's so bullshit, honestly.
I mean, I guess as long as Steven does follow it as well, he's fine, because at the end he can just bump into Steven to keep him there, and yeah, okay, it's still fine. It's just like, what? How holy shit?
Yeah, yes, it's not a rip, but like, it's so weird.
Damn. Right. I mean, it is possible. It's just so unlikely and inconvenient and everything. Weird.
Yes. But either way, there we go. He got the kill. So it's all fine.
And yeah, k-kaneta on the other side, working on clearing the island again. Carrying bodies as he did last time. I guess that part worked out last time pretty well. Can't remember him rip into that anymore.
No, not on the second try. Yeah, the first rip was to that.
Yeah, obviously.
Tyson being spotted, so I think that's gonna be fine for him. I hope we'll see about that. But anyway, Dani is making it over to Miller.
Yes,
Let's see if she's gonna wait until she.
Looks like.
I mean, oh my god!
Gun flash, still green guns, but that's gonna be a panicked guard and possibly even a panicked. Oh, is he still just gonna go for it? But the panic will override the medic. No.
It depends how long he's panicked. Yeah, it will. But if maybe it's like it stalls enough time.
Yes. Yeah, there she is. She's panicked now.
It did not. Yeah, well, that's kind of time loss. Of course, restarting is not worth 7 minutes into it.
Maybe though. Look at where Ludmilla went. Look at where Ludmilla went.
Yeah, I see.
This might actually not be that disadvantageous for
not
Danny.
Not too bad, yeah.
He still works on cleaning up the kitchen. I think he has another secret shot, so he could do it again after the
Yes, which is a huge plus here. Because the lockdown's not gonna be long, and he can work on clearing out the ladies' bathroom.
Lockdown already came. But at this point, with Ludmilla leaving the kitchen, if he medics her now, she will go to the other bathroom again. Also, this guy just walks through the woman's bathroom. Okay.
That is true. Oh, totally normal. That is totally normal and not creepy at all. Yeah, as you said, I'm not sure honestly if she's if the medic was overwritten or if she's just sick now. I don't think so though. Yeah,
judging by her pathing, she's not sick at all.
So let's find an angle, which is not easy on Haven.
Yeah, but the bump plus walking behind the thing was done. That was pretty nice. Also, this guy leaving the bathroom should make the soundproof again as soon as her guard is out of the vicinity. Also, k-kaneta on the other side. We're kind of not paying attention to him a whole lot here. Has been waiting. Yeah, on the island for Steven. KO'd him now, dragging him towards the coconuts. Just leaves him there. I think this is fine. Doesn't have the disguise just yet, so
it should be. It should be definitely fine. To be honest, yeah. I mean, of course, we try to give both players equal attention, but DaniButa is a lot closer here. k-kaneta has a long way ahead of him, and I also don't think that he can even make it in time, even if Danny whips again. Well, if he can, then it would be extremely close. So we'll have to see if Danny can finish. And
indeed.
Yeah, there was the kill.
Indeed. There it was. I think he literally just now detonated the cinema screen because he still had a detonator in his hand, and that's the only thing I can think he has. He has the.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, he got the resort guard disguise from Ludmilla's guard. Just gonna jump this wall, climb up the ladder, use the hatchet he stashed there earlier, basically, and get the second kill. Hopefully, no funny tricks here. Oh, distracting that guard goes fine. Hopefully, no bush yet, so I think he's fine.
He's fine. Like, if you don't do that, the guard can spot you. So it's rare, but it can happen. So it's just a preemptive measure, and that should be, yeah. That's the first kill down for him.
Doesn't seem like it's hurt from the guards outside, because technically it was a frontal.
That is true.
Okay,
That'll be a long range though, but it is possible, of course.
Sound travels weird sometimes.
We've seen so much, but yeah, that should be it for Danny. If nothing can go wrong here anymore, GG's.
Indeed. With every door opening though, there's like the possibility that it just randomly opens.
That was very scary. I'm not gonna lie.
He makes it out. 5 stars SA. As per requirement. And yeah, with k-kaneta on this run not having a single kill yet, this is...
Victory!
Yes, there it is, a Danny victory. He takes Haven, k-kaneta's map pick.
Indeed. Wow, that was something.
It definitely was.
Only 5 minutes remaining. That both players struggled a lot, but understandable to be honest. It just
that spin
a long
was
time, and
that spin wasn't no easy feat.
Indeed, it was tricky. It wasn't overly extremely difficult, like which say it was just unfair or something. It was really tricky though, and that made the difference here, I think. So DaniButa up leading 4-2, and next map is gonna be Hokkaido, his own pick.
Indeed, next map Hokkaido. I think we can have a quick peek at the mission briefing for that.
Good morning, 47. The board has sanctioned Eric Soda's for termination. After Colorado, we did some digging into Soda's private affairs and discovered that he has been fast-tracked for critical heart surgery at the hyper-exclusive Gama Private Hospital in Hokkaido, Japan. Such a display of power has Providence written all over it. Sodas, who suffers from a rare condition known as situs inversus, where his internal organs are reversed, desperately needs a right-sided heart transplant and has clearly betrayed the ICA to get it. He was admitted last night and is currently being prepped for a 3-day surgery. We have booked you into Gamma under the usual guise of Tobias Reaper, corporate shark, here for a standard medical checkup. As such, you will need to play it by ear and procure whatever tools you need to complete the mission. You also need to eliminate Yuki Yamazaki, a Tokyo lawyer who works for Providence. Sodas has already given Yamazaki access to our client records and has agreed to provide a full list of active ICA operatives post-operation. This transaction cannot be allowed to happen. Sodas must pay for his treachery, and his insidious employers must be taught a lesson. ICA's sovereignty is at stake. Powerful as Providence may be, we need to draw a line in the sand. I will leave you to prepare.
And I think we are back with the fourth map. Yes, fourth map of the k-kaneta versus DaniButa RRWC 2021 Grand Finals. I'm still joined by Yannini. Yannini is still joining me, whichever way around works for you.
Indeed. We are both at host, so yeah, whatever works. Indeed, that was an exciting haven. And now we're gonna go into Hokkaido. Quite on the other spectrum of the length of the maps. As we highlighted earlier, long maps, short maps, but damn, it's gonna be interesting as well. We see both players having nice stats on this map, 2-0, 3-0. Of course, they both don't really have a lot of stats. Like the map picks are always in the low single digit, because Dani is literally a rookie, and Kaneta it's his second tourney, and in his first tourney he played 2 matches. So. I mean, not too much matches we can go off here.
Indeed. As you said, the stats on here are 100% for either player. So across 2 and 3 maps, can definitely be interesting though. Still, we did have a Twitter poll. I think it started yesterday, where you guys could vote on who you think is gonna take this grand final, and it is slightly the poll slightly favored Dani here with 62.5%. k-kaneta only received 37.5%. So chat, or Twitter rather, not even chat at this point, a bit on Dani's side here.
It's still extremely close. It's like not what you would call a clear winner of the prediction, and I think that, it also matches my expectations that it's going to be an extremely tight, close match. Of course, there's always this factor that Kaneta got to the finals, the winners bracket, without a single loss. Actually, the only loss in the tournament is from group stages against Hopper, who didn't even make it to KO stages, sadly. But
25 points or something. Yeah.
Yes. 25 points on making it. That was kind of crazy.
Highest player, not like highest point count for not advancing. Yes. Insane.
But what I wanted to say, Kaneta only lost 1 match in this tourney so far. This was in the group stages, so there's always that factor. And then he lost versus
Ducker.
Lost Ducker exactly in the winners bracket. But he's not facing Ducker here. He beat him in the second
got
time.
His revenge yesterday.
He got his revenge on Friday, and there's always that factor, but still, I think it doesn't really matter. You can always lose a match, and it just really depends on day form.
Oh, definitely. And these players seem to be on top of their game today.
Yeah, it's lived up to my expectations so far. It's an extremely high quality game. Of course, I haven't been just as tricky. And it's really close, like 4-2. I'll be a bit saddened if it was the 6-0. Of course, everything can happen. It's first to 10, but 4-2 is very close so far. And either Kaneta could tie it up 4-4, or Dani could take a really nice 2-point lead with 6-2. But that is a question that will be answered in a few minutes.
Yes, a few more minutes though, because 1 minute only spin arriving, and then the players still have to play it. However,
but
Hokkaido. Yeah, short average on length. Map record being 3:45 per road. It is a quick
Haven
map,
Caliber.
Yes.
It's not gonna be as long as Haven. I can
definitely
pretty
not.
safely say that.
Yes.
Maybe if we get a falling object in the hostile skies, then maybe. But other than that, it should be fine.
Indeed. Yeah. Also, score 2 to 4 means we get at least 3 more maps. And
that's very hype.
Indeed, all the finals you could want.
And there's a spin. You want to read it out for us?
I can, definitely. It's going to be an Eric Soto's kill by shooting his heart as a chef, and Yuki Mizaki shall be eliminated using a loud SMG as the VIP patient Amos Dexter. Firearm skill. Spin skill? What the fuck? Brain lag.
I'd agree. Yeah, that's totally fine. And yeah, I mean, shoots the heart, of course. You couldn't do that with a lot of SMG, but yeah, you can choose any firearm you want for that. And disguise on the disguise side, of course, chef. You can start in that in theory. Depends on if you want to do an early Yuki ISO or not, or what you want to do. There are a lot of opportunities to approach this, but it looks like Kaneta is gonna start. Well, both of them gonna start with an early Yuki.
Indeed. Danny started calmered Dexter. Now here with Yuki, getting her behind that little wall, KOing the 2 bodyguards. A bit careful in the head turns there, but worked out fine. Just the 2 bodyguards back there remaining on this platform. Kaneta doing the same.
He's literally going for the same thing, but of course it also makes a lot of sense. And yeah, as you mentioned, he tranked Amos Dexter, which is, I mean, I also think it's really not an easy disguise to get if you don't do it at the start. Ooh.
Danny rip into the bodyguard, turning the wrong way around. Or the inconvenient way, I guess.
Yep, yeah. That sucks for him.
Look at this Dexter isolation from Kaneta, though. This is interesting. He had a briefcase on his balcony apparently, and Dexter went over to pick it up. So he has that disguise now. Can even get the Yuki kill here in a few seconds.
Yeah, that is very nice. And no one's not gonna hear that on the platform over there, or should not at least. So yeah, I think I missed that, and probably Kaneta then probably threw something on his balcony, which just works. Dexter hears the sound, or maybe he just saw the briefcase. Both, like if it's audibly or visually, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, very nicely done. And that's gonna be his first kill, and he's making his way over to, well, probably to get a chef disguise first, and then he's looking very good.
Indeed, chef's not the easiest feat to get them sometimes, but with the 1 calmer and the thrown KO here, Kaneta has managed to do it nicely. As the chef disguise, all he needs is the shoot the heart as chef, or yeah, shooting the heart basically. I'm not sure if he has a silenced firearm for that. He does have something stashed, so I assume that's either like a sniper or a pistol or something, but at this point he could also just easily use a sniper for it.
Indeed, I don't really see anything other that could be useful stash here, and it makes your life a whole lot easier.
Indeed. Yeah, aside with that rip, yeah, Danny got the Yuki isolation down, has the Dexter disguise, but yeah, sadly it's just that one rip is most likely gonna cost him here.
Looking very good for Kaneta.
Indeed. Taking care of the evidence, using the sniper, shooting the heart, changing into bodyguard.
Yes, and that should be it. You can
now it's time for sodas to retire.
The clear path to the snowmobile, and yeah, that was a very quick Hokkaido as we predicted. It's gonna be tied up 4-4.
First attempt from Kaneta here. He's exiting.
Good day to you, sir.
And yeah. It's the finish on the overlay 5 stars SA. Of course, there is the the very slight chance that Danny can finish this in the next 47 seconds. However unlikely it may be, we're just gonna have the timer run down here. But nope, there it is. There's the confirmation. This match is tied as we go on to Colorado, which is gonna get shoutcasted by the next team here, consisting of Chris X3 and Gunther.
Indeed. Yeah, very exciting finals so far, 4-4. And we're gonna give over. Yes, to you.
Morning 47. We have a lead on the Shadow client. ICA White Hats have traced the anonymous data received by our clients to one Olivia Hall, brilliant young hacktivist and suspect in a dozen cases of cyber vandalism. Using onion routing with state-of-the-art encryption, Hall went to a lot of trouble to stay untraceable. She is good, but we are better. Her digital trail has led us to a remote farm in Colorado, where satellite footage has revealed what appears to be the training camp for a private militia, led by an already registered target, Sean Rose, Australian environmental terrorist and explosives expert wanted for a series of public bombings. Rose was spotted near the scene of Thomas Cross's kidnapping, which makes him our prime suspect for the Shadow client. Spurred by Eric Sodas, the ICA Board of Directors has asked us to infiltrate the farm and eliminate Sean Rose, along with 3 other prominent militia members. Ezra Berg, retired Mossad interrogator, Penelope Graves, former Interpol anti-terror analyst, and finally Maya Parvati, former assassin and gunrunner for the Tamil Tigers. I'll be honest with you, 47. I consider Eric Soda's reasoning hasty and ill-advised. Now, we cannot go against the wishes of the board, but we can conduct our own investigation. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow client's true agenda. I will leave you to prepare.
Well, hello, and yeah, welcome back to Roulette Rivals World Championships. We're going into maps 5 and 6. I am Gunther, and I am joined by Chris.
Hello everybody. Very excited to be on my first finals cast for the World Championship even, so great time.
Yeah. And you'd have to be up this early, because, my goodness, we found out...
Team USA here.
Yeah, we found out, 6 hours ago that we were going to be on this cast, and we were both
About
enjoying our Saturday nights going into Sunday mornings, so... Yeah, just a couple hours of sleep, but you don't need much sleep to cast a Hitman game, right? I think
it turned out great. Everybody's here. We're casting our map here.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, Team USA on a USA map, like this, you could not make it any better. And what's even better is we're going into this 4-4, which I think is the best way to do a finals, you know. I think at the start, Curry said he didn't want to see a 10-0 sweep, and we definitely haven't seen that. It's been a lot of back and forth, which just makes for some good Hitman.
Yeah, it really is all you can hope for in matches like this. Of course, we've seen all kinds of different finals in the past over the last, we've had 7 finals before this one across different platforms, so...
I believe so, yeah. Number sounds right. I won't refute it.
Going well. But Colorado here, picked by Kaneta. Not too much of a surprise. He has picked it 4 times before this, so considering this is his second tournament, that kind of tells you that this is a favorite for him. Back in the group stages when we didn't have limits on picks, he went through this one 4 times, and was not banned up to this point by Danny, so that was a good opportunity for him there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't rule Danny out on this map. I mean, Kaneta took Berlin, and then Danny took New York, but then Danny took Kaneta's pick of Haven. Meanwhile, Kaneta took Danny's pick of Hokkaido. So this is still up for grabs. I do think, just looking at the lineup of picks that Kaneta made, he feels a lot more confident on the big maps, whereas Danny has picked a few of the faster maps in the series. Obviously very strong on all the maps, but I think that with this being a bigger map, I think that Kaneta is going to feel a little bit more at home with this. I'm excited for this because Colorado is always one that has multiple disguise changes, and you have to shuffle weapons back and forth. If you have a suit spin in this, it just amplifies the complications even more so. So I think that this is going to be a good one to really test the mettle of both these players, especially with the 30-minute time limit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, Danny's no rookie on Colorado. I know his title there does say Roulette Rookie as a finalist here, but he's very experienced on every map. I'm sure he's played plenty of roulette on this map. We've seen him play it before, and at this point, I mean, even as a rookie to make it this far in the tournament, you're not going to have any maps that are looking particularly weak. So I'm sure this will be a close one as well.
Oh, and can we just take a moment to talk about the fact that Danny is a roulette rookie? Because obviously he's not new to the game of Hitman, because he's obviously very skilled, but we're not seeing the typical nerves that you might see for somebody this new to Roulette Rivals this late in the stage. It's absolutely incredible. One, just the journey to get here. You know, facing two opponents who he had been beaten by before and then flipping the results in order to move on in the tournament. But also to be able to still stay neck and neck with Kaneta, who is who's made it this far in the tournament without losing in the upper bracket and with having that advantage from coming from the winner's bracket. So it's really impressive to me just to see how both of these players are acting like this is kind of round one and they're just, you know, no holds barred brawl, just back and forth.
Yeah, of course, this is, you know, maybe you would consider it the most important match, but this has definitely not been an easy path for either player. It's not like we had a situation where they just kind of were sweeping the competition. Danny actually dropped to the loser's bracket versus Ducker and then later faced him again. And took that win to get himself here. Of course, also beat Frote in the loser's bracket, which is no small feat either. And Kaneta with that smooth upper bracket run took out a lot of tough opponents. And yeah.
Right. No, I believe before we got started, Gordon was talking about how Kaneta hadn't dropped a map since, what was it, late October?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's insane.
So how do you make it through all those matches and just get through so clean? Like, you got to be feeling good, and obviously he's meeting a very strong opponent in Danny as well. But you're right. Both players had to fight a lot to get here, and it just kind of shows like it's paying off here, and that's why we're going into this next map 4-4.
I mean, Kaneta's transformation has definitely been discussed at length in our community, but to come from, you know, mid-20s placement in RR6, then in the community event Raceway, finishing second place in the finals, and then coming through here and up to this point being flawless, it's pretty amazing to see. And then, of course, no small feat from Danny as well. Didn't have as much of an underdog story, I guess. I mean, he did, but, you know, with no tournament experience, we didn't really know how he was going to do, and just came through really well on this one.
Absolutely, and I think that it's the competition obviously makes players play different, you know, even if it's just on a small level. You know, it's the stress of being in a competition, to know that you're going up against better Hitman players. This is the World Championships of Roulette Rivals, so neither one of these players is going to underestimate their opponent, but it's still... It's overwhelming to me to imagine being in the finals against either of these two players, much less how they've gone about their journey to get here. I think that they are proving, both of them are proving that they deserve to be here. It's a real cool, calm, collected Hitman play that we're seeing. Just obviously, Haven was full of restarts, but neither player really lost their footing, and they just got right back into it. And I think that we're going to see that here. I'm excited to see how they handle kind of the randomness of Colorado as well.
Yeah, I mean, Haven is going to be Haven, but Kaneta's been known for a little bit now recently in this tourney. He doesn't necessarily play it overly safe, but, you know, very rarely does he make any sort of major mistakes and have risky rips there. But yeah, going into Colorado, I do quickly want to mention the bans going into this map. After the Hokkaido and Haven picks, there were two bans, being Sapienza and Mumbai. Mumbai actually banned by Danny. I know Kaneta isn't particularly fond of it, and Sapienza is an interesting one because it is sort of a toss-up, which may have been the reason for that. I'm sure Danny is plenty competent on both maps, but just don't want to see those in the pool. And then looking a little bit forward, we did have a Dartmoor ban coming up, so...
We do, yeah. I think that those bans are some of the more interesting ones, because Whittleton Creek was banned before that. You obviously have Sapienza, which you mentioned as a toss-up, Dartmoor as well. I think those three maps kind of speak to Kaneta's strengths, where I don't think that he wanted these maps to be him racing against Danny. You know what I mean? I feel like he had it in mind. He's like, no, I'm going to take him the distance by making him play on maps where it's not just going to be like who restarts less, who restarts when, and it is going to be like, let's see what we have to do to actually just get this done, and not let's get this done faster than anybody else possibly could. So I think that it speaks worlds. I think that we definitely see some strategic bans, but also just some strength bans as our spin itself goes live. Chris, would you like to read it out?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Sean Rose with an injected poison as the point man. We've got Penelope Graves with any explosive weapon as a scarecrow. Ezra Berg with the old axe as an explosive specialist. Maya Parvati with the loud pistol as a hacker. So it's a bit of an interesting one. Technically, you don't have to bring any items onto the map for this one, but it's definitely going to be a lot easier if you do. But no forced suit start gives you a lot of loadout viability here as well.
Right. So both players are opting to start suits. We're seeing the early Ezra isolation here. Looks like from both players. It's a good route because you're able to take out the cameras, real early doors here as well. And that's just one of your targets immediately isolated.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be necessary for some spins. It's the best suit start on the map for roulette, definitely. So even on spins that don't require it, it's always going to be a very valid option, especially when you want to bring in multiple firearms.
Well, and especially when it comes to something like getting Ezra Berg with a trespassing disguise with a large weapon kill, like what we see here, this is really the best place to do it. There's not really a better area on the map, so it's whether you get it early doors or you wait for Ezra to circle back later on in the run. But this is a good way to take care of it. We see both players very practiced, taking care of both of that. Kaneta opting to change into the elite soldier disguise. Danny's sticking with his suit for now, but both players getting Penelope Graves the same way, bringing her downstairs.
I do want to note, both players, or at least I think Kaneta, I haven't seen in his loadout yet, but with the Breacher brought in, unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of people were really excited to see the explosive weapon rematch in the World Championships. But, you know, unfortunately, I had to put that one in, but this is going to be a Breacher grab, most likely. It makes the kill easier by a mile, especially when you can't do explosive soundproof in the basement. So.
Right, yeah, and you want to, at this stage in the game, you don't necessarily always want to go for cool. But,
yeah.
Okay, and Kaneta is clearing out this area, most likely for Sean.
An interesting hacker grab there from Danny. Just takes him right in the middle of the kitchen there. Had a good cycle there on the one hacker, so he was able to grab that. And
the hacker,
headed for the point man.
The hacker won't get changed, won't get dressed again by going down in the basement, so that is still a safe place to leave him.
And yeah, I haven't mentioned yet the loud pistol for Maya. There are two on the map that I know of, at least. There's the one that's sitting in the barn, just sort of free to grab, and then there's one of the technicians carries it by the scarecrow disguise. I don't think it's the one that carries the Interpol badge, but he's sort of in that area, so grab that one if you want to. But either way, you have the loadout options again, as I said, to bring one in. So I imagine we'll see that. A loud pistol kill on Maya, loud kill especially, is really not something you want to mess around with.
We are seeing a little bit of issue here on Danny's side. He's trying to lure Maya with the tried and true crowbar toss over here, and she's finally bit. It took her some time. Last time she bit, she enforced it. It looks like she's not the only one who heard this one as well. So Danny's having some struggles getting Maya isolated, which that could make a huge difference.
She did actually stay in place for him there, so he's got another shot at it here, and it looks like he's good to go.
Alright, excellent.
And Meanwhile, on the other side, Kaneta just there grabs the point man kill on Sean. He grabbed him. He already had the little shed isolated, and he just got him as he was in there washing his hands. It was a pretty easy kill, and that body can stay in there forever, poison or no poison.
And this is really good optimization because he's going to be able to get the explosives specialist disguise right after that kill. I don't think we've seen him go for the isolation on Maya yet, but...
No. I'm not sure if he missed it. But
I think that he delayed that to opt to go for Sean here. He's gonna have to do a little bit of backtracking anyway, because he definitely doesn't have his hacker disguise. So
the Maya kill is not one that you want to sort of leave her body in the open. I mean, Danny has left her in the little side room. I imagine that's intentional. It didn't seem like he forgot about anything there, but hopefully he can drag this body around to the box with no issue. It should just be the guy that's smoking outside.
Yeah, there. Okay, he's dragging the body. Oh no, but he's been spotted by the people at the lake or the.
Okay, the two guys over there. I didn't know they could see that far in. So yeah, that did end up being an issue there for him.
During their conversation, they have some strange head turns that I think just kind of caused him some issues there. So yeah, that is frustrating. That's going to be a restart, which puts Kaneta in a pretty good spot here. Now he is kind of more methodically going about his kills, so he is a little bit slower there, but I don't know. I still got to give him the advantage just because, you know, he's already 5 minutes in. That's already a lot of isolations and stuff to take care of.
And we see him drag a body out of the basement. For anybody wondering, that's for the infamous hostile glitch on this map, where changing in the basement, some disguises can make you hostile on the entire map under certain conditions. So, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen, but you always want to play it safe at this point. It looks like he's going to grab a hacker disguise now.
Playing it extra safe and just KOing the other hacker as well. Looks like he might grab... Yeah, he's going to grab the 3D printed Sean face as well, which will give him the storm shelter exit.
What's he going for over here? Is what I'm wondering.
I'm not sure. He's already got the hacker disguise. Oh, does one of these guards have a pistol? I don't believe so. No, they both got SMGs.
Yeah, as far as I know, they don't.
Oh, and that guard's gonna wake up that hacker if he was trying to delay that. He does have the face printed, so he can.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was an immediate whoosh. I think he grabbed the nitroglycerin from the desk.
I guess he didn't bring a breacher. I guess he just wanted to get that guard out of the way so he could crowbar Sean's bathroom open. But
yeah,
do not fear, guys. Nitro's back, baby. 2021. Hopefully, Kaneta doesn't lose this match because he will be bullied for the rest of his life about it, or lose this map. I mean,
that is a rough one to swallow, but that's all right. He's back into it.
Yeah, and still, I mean, relatively speaking, plenty of time left on the timer here for, you know, at least 3, well, maybe 3 runs at this point.
I think so, yeah, because he was really coming to a head with all of his setups and stuff. Just wasn't able to actually see the way that it would go.
And Danny's issue last time is he didn't have the pistol with him when he got to Maya, so he couldn't just kill her and dump her immediately. But he's doing the same chain lure here, so I'm wondering if he has a different idea of how to approach the soldiers, or if he's just gonna go for it again. I don't know if you avoid triggering their dialogue by going around the edge, if that helps at all, but
maybe it looks like that's where he's heading, at least on this freeze frame. Yeah, so he's gonna trigger their dialogue again. We'll see what that does. Oh, is he gonna try and pull them off of their post?
Okay. So hopefully the 2 spec ops shouldn't see this at all, but there are people outside on the fence, and there's the guy that's upstairs on the roof that could see some of these bodies. And then it's not an issue right now, but you know, when he goes to drag Maya, or maybe when they panic a little bit down here, they might end up finding a body or 2.
Right. I mean, that bush is not very large, so there's only so much concealment that can be done.
You can see him there, like, try to fit the fingers in the bushes to get the body.
Yeah, exactly. Tries to bunch up the body there. Okay, and he's still got one body out in the open. It is the tranked body though, so maybe he's planning on that one not being seen. Does he have his pistol?
He does not.
He does not. Okay, so he still needs to grab that.
And the issue is, in the time that he goes to get it, that guard that's smoking, the guy that's working on the car,
He's gonna walk back.
His body
Yeah.
there.
So we will.
So there's a pretty good chance it's gonna rip.
He's tucked Maya in pretty good, but I'm not sure that that's far enough away.
Nice and cozy.
What was that?
Oh.
It's a bit of a whoosh there, so he's gonna get a guard turn. I don't think it's a full peekaboo, so he should be able to reset him quick enough. There he goes. He's gonna be able to get back out into the slurry area.
Still nobody's found this body yet. I'm wondering if this guy at the fence is gonna see it now, but he looks like he's fine to get the kill here.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do this dump quick, but there's a gunshot heard. Oh, that's a big whoosh. Okay,
God,
barely got it out. Unbelievable. That
guard was like right in the position to see that body, like the exact spot that was a problem.
Whatever prayer he said to the Hitman gods totally worked out. Very well done, because that was like a 98% whoosh on the whoosh meter. Kaneta, meanwhile, is going to get the first kill of this run with the injected poison as the point man on Sean Rose.
I don't know how Sean didn't panic or see anything on Danny's end, but he's still continuing on his normal cycle right now there.
Yeah, he was on his way out of the shed even.
But that's going to be a kill for inside the house, I would imagine.
Yeah.
He does still need to grab the old axe at some point, though.
He does. You'd think that he would have grabbed that while he was over there, but he didn't. He didn't have a disguise either that he could easily bring it with him. Now he's gonna grab this point man disguise. Sean gets back to the house around this time, so he might be able to meet him at the grandfather clock.
Yeah, either that or upstairs. There's plenty of time once Sean gets to the house for the second cycle for you to be able to grab him, especially considering it's injected poison specifically.
Right. He's got a clear path in through the basements. Sean is at the grandfather clock right now. I'll check his watch a couple of times against it, so he's got plenty of time. He might be able to catch him on his way up the stairs. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope he at least waits until Sean turns around before trying to go for this, because the GRB potential is high. Oh my!
That's so risky. That's so
How did
risky.
he get away with that?
It paid off. That was
so
very well done.
Okay, so the thing I do have to mention here is when you have accident kills upstairs, which poison is basically an accident kill, there are times when I've had random NPCs open the door to the basement for like 2 seconds to do nothing and then leave when bodies are found up there. So I don't know if this is going to apply here because I honestly have no idea what causes it, but that's happened pretty consistently for me. Killing Penelope and sending her guards inside might also affect that. I don't know, but we want to call attention to that.
Yeah. Well, and that door should be shut to the basements as it is right now, so that I don't think that was heard, which is real good for Danny here, because that was 2 quick kills in succession, and really like the kill with the scarecrow because that saves him some time. I think this is incredibly well optimized because he has to come out here anyway for his explosive specialist disguise. The guy is right there. He's going to be able to lure him over no problem. He's right next to the old axe as well, and he's already got Ezra isolated. So Kaneta has to do a little bit more back and forth. He hasn't even isolated Penelope or isolated Maya yet. This is definitely in Danny's favor right now.
Yeah, I think Kaneta's missed Maya's second cycle at this point for sure. So it's gonna be big whoosh there as well. But it's gonna be like several more minutes until he gets another shot at that. At this point,
second large body jumping whoosh that we've seen from Danny's side.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue with the guy in the military soldier there. But Kaneta's again going for this nitro grab, and he hopefully will be.
Nobody found these bodies. The gunshot was heard, but nobody actually found the body by the slurry pit. So.
Yeah, I guess he's like the one guy's perfectly tucked in to not be spotted by anybody roaming around the fence, but
yeah.
Kaneta.
I'd say that's a 92% whoosh. The other one before that was definitely way higher.
Yeah, can we get this is gonna be a sports cast at some point. Like, where's the whooshometer on this one?
Yeah. Oh man.
Sponsored by T-Mobile or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna have to save this loud explosive kill for last. So, realistically, I guess he's gonna go for the grab on Maya. He actually had her isolated. Okay, so, I guess he's just gonna. I'm surprised this hasn't been found yet, but.
Yeah, Danny's on his way to the exit. Nobody's being found. That's Green Gun's exit. Kaneta getting a big whoosh as well as he dumps Maya, but
yeah, I mean to just get it clean is good, but unfortunately the finish from Danny here. Very solid performance there on Colorado.
Incredible.
You know, as we mentioned earlier, it could go either way, but both players definitely had an approach to the spin as soon as they went live. So. They
did, and they went out in it. They went at it in a different order, and I think that Danny just had a more optimized order. It just worked out so much more. We saw Kaneta kind of have to go back and forth several times, whereas Danny did have to do some backtracking, but not so much so that it added oodles amounts of time. And I think that is really what won that one for him. So we go into map 6 with Danny in the lead, 6-4.
Yeah, again, we had a bit of trading on map picks going into this, and we will now go into another map pick from Danny being Mendoza. But I guess I'll say this a million more times. It's not like anybody's extremely advantaged. Both players have played Mendoza in the past before that we've seen, so very strong as well.
Right. Mendoza is a map that a lot of players are strong on. There are a lot of strats that are just kind of the meta, and I think that we'll see that out of both players. Obviously, these two know the game, but they also seem to very much know roulette, so I expect to see similar play out of the both of them.
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy...
I found something. Buenos Aires International Airport this morning. Now watch this.
Heralds.
Trail ends at the airport, but turns out that a top Providence operative owns a vineyard in the area. Don Yates, of infamous New York law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn. And get this, it's hosting his retirement party today.
She's infiltrated them. She's sending a message. She needs my help.
Could have fooled me.
You don't know her.
Anyway, if you're going after her, you'll need to deal with the Herald. Her name's Tamara Vidal, former CIA asset and political firebrand. She's a master of surveillance and the Constant's most trusted aide. She'll have eyes everywhere. You won't get far as long as she's in the game.
Why are you telling me this? I thought you were out.
Yeah. Old habits, I guess. Anyway, I need to go. See you around, 47.
No, you won't.
Welcome back in to this Roulette Rivals World Championship match between Kaneta and Danny. We're going into map 6, which is Mendoza. Chris, you had some thoughts about the previous map, about Colorado. You want to share them?
I actually I was talking about, there are a lot of strats I think that go very underutilized on Mendoza, specifically because of the fact that, you know, there's such a quote-unquote meta isolation. I mean, we saw back in RR4, literally the first match of Hitman 3 maps was a waiter start isolation for Tamara into, skipping the frisk point to get Yates, and that's kind of been the standard for so long now. But there's definitely a lot of stuff that you can get up to. It's kind of like a lot of other maps where there's one strat that's so straightforward, but you can get a lot faster than that. So hopefully we see some of that.
What would basically break Mendoza? Would a specific live kill suit style or disguise style, excuse me, break Mendoza and kind of make some of the meta strats that we see change entirely, where they would no longer be viable?
Well, there's quite a lot actually. I spent a good amount of time talking even with Chrome back before, or actually I think right after RR6. I did a lot of optimizing Mendoza. Of course, probably not nearly as much as he has, but I got really good at it. And then since then, I haven't really had a chance to show any of that stuff off. But yeah, there's I'd say at least 7 or 8 different strats, depending on what the spin is. Of course, we'll see what that is in just under 5 minutes. But yeah, plenty of different starts. I think most every start is viable in this map. I don't have a list of all of them in front of me to validate that, but I think you can use all of them realistically.
Okay. Yeah, and just looking at the player performance here over the Roulette Rivals lifetime, we have k-kaneta 2-1, and then Danny is 1-0. But Danny again is a Roulette rookie, so his stats aren't going to go back as far.
What I did want to point out as well is Danny's one win against, on Mendoza, actually against Meme Junkie, who is definitely very capable on Mendoza. I think it's a map that he's very comfortable on. And then as well, k-kaneta, one of his wins was against Yannini on Mendoza. So that's, if nothing else, that definitely tells you that both of these players know what they're doing here.
They do. And in fact, I think that if we look down further on the overlay here, we can also see that the map record is currently held by Danny as well. So there's definitely, because you got to imagine that came from his one win. So
yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be setting the record if he wound up losing any of the maps. So we're seeing. I think going into this, Danny is obviously very, very strong. I mean, this is Danny's pick, so I feel like at this stage, this might have been a strategic pick to, like, one last hurrah for, okay, this is a map I feel incredibly confident on, and this could really turn it. I mean, if Danny wins this, we're looking at an 8-4 scoreline, and k-kaneta is going to have to sweep the rest of the maps in order to get back into it and actually win it. So a lot on the line for this one. k-kaneta needs to take this map pick off of Danny to keep it competitive going forward.
That match point is particularly dangerous, especially in a tournament like this. I mean, I don't actually remember. I haven't seen every single match in the KO stages, but I don't know that we've actually had any map ties, like, at all.
Right.
So I
even
may have
with
missed
the shortened time, it has been many more maps have been decided and not necessarily drawn.
Yeah, so you got to be thinking there as k-kaneta, if Danny does end up taking this map, obviously if not, it'll be tied back up and that'll be a good position for him. But if not, that match point is basically, you're thinking there, I have to get the next 3 wins or I'm done. Because, I mean, realistically, a tie is just not going to be all that viable, especially on the maps we have picked today.
And that is going to be really difficult in a matchup like this. It's not one where either player is particularly stronger than the other, and so you gotta imagine getting 3 maps in a row, which we haven't seen in the series up to this point, is going to be a lot harder for them to do.
Yeah, in fact, the next 3 maps are Paris, Chongqing, and Dubai. So we'll see. After this, we'll rotate our casters back around, but yeah, a lot of short maps left, basically, is what it comes down
Lots
to.
Of short maps.
Not necessarily going to mean a toss-up, but when you have players of this caliber, it effectively does mean a toss-up.
It could be a toss-up, exactly. So it'll really depend on what the spin is, and just who's feeling it when they go in. So map 10 is Marrakesh, so if we are somehow tied going into that, that'll really decide who's going to be the victor here.
And Mendoza is one of the homes of unique disguises in the trilogy map pool, so there's some pretty funky spins you can get up to. None of the melee weapons as well are particularly hard to get, but a lot of them are well out of the way, so you can end up with a lot of spins that kind of end up looking like Frankenstein's monster with you have to draw your route across the map, sort of, so.
And both players, it's just sitting on the planning screen right now, almost identical loadouts. You have Kaneta bringing in the Calmer 2 tranquilizer, in the Villa Attic, but Danny is bringing in the Krugermeyer in the Villa Attic. So both players are planning on this start. We saw them warming up with the Tamara isolation stress that we mentioned earlier while this was going on, while we were talking about all this stuff. So this is what they're banking on. And yeah, I mean, you can retrieve a suit on this map as well, so a suit start isn't necessary to complete the spin either. Yeah, we're going to see the spin here in just a couple seconds.
If you want to run it down for us here.
Will do. We have Don Archibald Yates with an assault rifle, while disguised as his sommelier. And we have Tamara Vidal with a hatchet, while disguised as the chief winemaker. So we're talking about unique disguises. And we have chief winemaker and sommelier, so there we go.
Yeah, it's actually there's an interesting, I guess, sort of glitch, sort of not glitch that I think would work pretty well for this map. I don't know if you're familiar with. There's an interaction you can do with Yates' phone call with the chief winemaker disguise to basically make sure that he doesn't move for like 3 to 4 minutes. That I think would be pretty useful here. But we see a waiter start from both again. Both of these weapons are technically on the map, so there's not anything that you officially have to bring in. There are some assault rifles to pick up, but I imagine we'll definitely see a smuggle for that.
Right, well, and it's not a loud assault rifle either, so I think that's going to be the better way for them to go about this, because obviously you just don't want a loud one, even though, typical Don isolations are going to be simple enough that you can soundproof such a kill if you did use a loud weapon.
Yeah, I think... unfortunately, that means we're not going to see the style points approach of shooting Tamara from the attic because it's the kill for Yates instead of Tamara, but that's obviously something you're always hoping for.
And both players are able to get Tamara isolated in the exact same way. Looks like both players are going to use the get past the frisk zone strat in order to get up to Yates.
Yeah, as I said, the evolution of Mendoza over, 4 tournaments and 365 days.
It's unseemly. How many times will you reread that?
If it's not broke, don't fix it, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Kaneta's good with Yates here. I don't think either of them were actually heard.
That's a good punch, Danny. Punch him right over that chair. He won't get up.
Danny was heard.
Oh, no.
Yeah, something you can actually do is if you make sure that Yates sees you throw the KO item at his wife and knock her out, he actually won't have a chance to scream because of how the AI works. He won't be able to scream before you knock him out. So that can help a little bit with having to deal with this guy, but it does give you sort of a free disguise as well. So
it does. I mean, we saw Kaneta do the axe toss in order to lure one of the guards upstairs anyway to get a guard disguise, and Danny didn't have to do that. He was able to go ahead and open up the attic, which I think is a good piece of optimization as well. So he's going to be able to get upstairs. He already has his guard disguise, and yeah, basically he's cut out the middleman there.
And he's got his, I would assume, silent assault rifle there in that briefcase that he's sort of going to leave here. This is a pretty logical final kill because you can sort of just leave the weapon there. You can come back in the sommelier at any time at this point, and then you're just going to want to grab the waiter disguise that's there, and you can take sort of the best exit on the map in the car. So.
And we see Kaneta has the hatchet right now. He's transporting that over to Tamara. He'll be back with the chief winemaker disguise in order to finish off that kill.
Okay, so I think at this point it's just going to be a question of routing. I mean, there is still obviously rip potential, but it's not particularly significant, so we'll have to see. But it looks like Danny's going to get these mercs out of the way with the sommelier disguise. Even if they don't see you or there's no trigger, they will actually move into place for the mission story. if you're in that sommelier disguise, so it's kind of annoying to get around them.
It always astonishes me just the capability of roulette players to they essentially just live in whoosh. It's constant. There's just always a yellow suspicion meter on the screen, and but that you're so familiar with it that you just know, like, no, this one won't spot me, or okay, I gotta crouch walk here and I'll be fine. It's outrageous to me, because those two guys are such a pain because of their enforcement.
Throwback to us PC players when whoosh was just non-functioning for like 4 days, and none of us could actually play the game properly without the audio. But Kaneta goes ahead and he drops an emetic mine for the sommelier, which is going to send him straight over to this bathroom here behind Kaneta, and he should have a banana ready. Yep, there it is.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so that'll be the Chief Winemaker disguise, easily grabbed for him.
Danny, gonna opt for the sommelier here. I don't know if this is part of his plan,
Good
but...
to you, sir, huh?
Yeah, Danny hasn't grabbed a hatchet yet.
And Kaneta is currently staring at a fire axe. Waiting for the winemaker.
Fighting the urge.
Exhilarating, yeah, to do the wrong kill. Oh, now that was funny. You see that?
That was, yes. Very Charlie Chaplin-esque. Going back to our slapstick.
Yeah, nobody should go in there. But I mean, he doesn't really have any other use for that banana, so you might as well at that point. And
well, and it's an accidental KO, so even if somebody does find the Chief Winemaker, it's still gonna be fine for him. I saw somebody in the chat asking earlier about sedative KOs and whether or not it ruins the SA. Banana slips also will not, so long as you don't move the body after the KO. It's an accidental KO.
I do have to note, accident KOs don't exactly work properly on targets, so you can rip on targets, but actually, funny enough, if you calmer a target and then drag them, it's still green guns if their body's found. So
is it really?
There's all kinds of rules. Okay. You know, it's like you're in high school all over again. You got to learn all the exceptions.
Learning every day.
30 different things. Yeah, we see Kaneta grabs the Tamara kill. That was already completely set up for him there, so not really anything he had to worry about. He's going to run back down for the sommelier.
And we see Danny with the sommelier disguise. Also has his assault rifle in that briefcase, I'm guessing. Yep, there it is. And that is the Yates kill taken care of. He's got his waiter disguise up here. He might be opting to get the guard disguise, actually, because he's dragging this body around.
And Kaneta's back as a merc. I imagine that's because he wants to have the opportunity to trigger the temperature controls, which will start to bring the sommelier down. Either that, or it's just because... actually, I think Chief Winemaker isn't trespassing in that room either, so... I don't know, we'll have to see here. And Danny does in fact go ahead and grab a guard disguise there.
Yeah, I'll give him a little bit more ease. Now, my guess is the guard disguise is specifically for the hatchet. He's going to be able to grab that hatchet and then take it over to Tamara, and then we'll see him go for the winemaker, much the same way that Kaneta did with the banana peel. It just seems to be the simplest way to take care of it.
Yeah, and we did have, obviously, as we saw in the pre-planning stage, the identical loadout for both players. So
yeah.
Danny should have the emetic mine as well on him.
Right. Yeah, so that'll be simple enough for him. Kaneta working on getting the sommelier disguise right now.
Hopefully no bad head turns here. He's good as soon as he climbs up. Yep.
And nice clean use of the tranks.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got his path set up back to Yates as we saw him.
Right, he's just got to get there.
At least I think that was Kaneta that KO'd those two marks already, so...
Right.
Maybe you're mistaken there, but...
And I think that it's going to be... Okay, good use of patience there before he just climbs up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hostile climb, but just in case, you want to be careful.
Yeah, you can get your fingers spotted in this game, so that is definitely a way to rip.
47's little inchworms, yeah, they just pop up and they can immediately identify you.
Looks
I
like
recognize those cuticles anywhere, says a guard.
Kaneta's actually... Okay, I was going to say, I hope he doesn't go up the stairs, because the sommelier is not allowed in the Villa Grounds, but he's going to go
oh, through the shortcut and around, yeah. Okay, that
around
should be pretty clean.
Which actually does give Danny a good bit of time on his end, at least, to catch up here and grabbing this last disguise. I mean, Kaneta, he does have, you know, the brunt of work done already for Yates, so...
Right, and he's got, as you mentioned, he has the waiter disguise in order for his exfil getting to the car exit.
Yeah, of course the car keys are there. He's fun to climb up here, just needs to watch for these two mercs, and he does. For when he comes and climbs back on this side.
Danny's waiting on the chief winemaker to get to the bathroom. He's heading that way, but he is emeticked and he's walking slowly. So I don't know. I'm really thinking that Kaneta's in a really good position right now.
Yeah, especially
he
because
have to wait.
The viability on exits in this map, if you're not going for car exit, it usually is going to take you a lot of extra time to make your way to an exit. That's also adding onto the clock that Danny's going to have after he kills Tamara. Even with the Tango exit, her teleporting isn't exactly consistent, so...
Right. Kaneta's popping up to the attic right now to grab the assault rifle, and I'm going to bring the briefcase. Just going to go ahead and holster that.
And, let's see...
There's the car key grab.
How are you today, sir?
Thinking about that myself, and no throne kill means that nobody from a mile away should hear that, so... He's going to change, and as soon as he gets back down onto the ground, he won't be trespassing anymore.
And there he is. Yep, now it's just a straight shot to the car exit, and he should be out.
So, you know, you don't want to say it for Danny's end of things, but obviously we were all hoping that Kaneta did take that win there, because it guaranteed at least 2 more maps now at this point, which are going to be Paris and, what was it, Chongqing, I think I said?
Yep.
Yeah, so... But, yeah, either way, it was good being here. I think Gordy's going to pop back in a second to switch us over, but... Yeah.
Indeed he will.
Thanks, everybody, for having us. We're going to go back to, I think it's Gordy and Randy are going to be up next on the rotation.
Gordy and Randy are coming up. Yeah, thanks so much for having us, and thanks so much for joining me, Chris. This was a blast.
It's not finished yet, boys. The admin hasn't said.
That's true. That hasn't been completely signed off. You're right. I apologize.
Keep going. You're getting paid for this.
All right. We are? Wait. Gordy, get back here. Okay. There's a chance for a photo finish here. Danny is struggling to get the guards to move in order to slip past them. And yeah, that's going to be final admin confirmation right there. He does manage to slip past and get to the car in time. Or not in time, but he does get to the car. But yeah, that is going to be 6-6 going into the next map.
Especially with both players on PC there, even in the event of a photo finish. I think they both only had 1 load, maybe, so...
Right, yeah. So it's definitely Kaneta's game. And yeah, we're going to see Paris next with your hosts, Gordy and Randy.
Good evening, 47. Your destination is the Paris Fashion Show by Sanguine, one of Europe's leading couture brands. Your targets are Sanguine owner Viktor Novikov, a former oligarch turned fashion mogul, and his partner Dalia Margolis, a retired supermodel, an iconic power couple on the global fashion scene, and 2 of the most dangerous people in the world. Novikov and Margolis are in fact the ringleaders of Iago, an enigmatic spy ring that deals in the global elite's most valuable secrets. Unscrupulous and opportunistic, Iago has caused disastrous security leaks all over the globe. When Crimean separatists caused a deadly meltdown at the Odessa nuclear power plant, Iago gave them access to the plant security network. And when the Delgado drug cartel shot down the plane of President Hernandez and his family, Iago provided the classified flight plans. Now Novikov and Mogolis have obtained a knock list of British undercover agents, which they plan to sell at a secret Iago auction during the Sanguine show. So our client, MI6, need us to stop the ringleaders before the knock list ends up in the wrong hands. The Sanguine show will be swarming with security, and Viktor Novikov will be the focus of everyone's attention. But despite his posturing, he is merely the money man. The real target is Dalia Margolis. Beautiful and brilliant, she is a master manipulator and the true brains behind Iago. 2 targets, a highly public event. At first glance, an impossible task. Then again, I do know how you love a challenge. I will leave you to prepare.
Good evening and welcome back to Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021. This is the grand final, and as you can see, it is 6 points apiece. K-kaneta taking Mendoza there to bring it back to parity. What a match so far. I'm joined for the next 2 maps by some random person. Randy, your thoughts so far, man?
This has been a great pleasure to watch. Just back and forth all over the place.
I honestly, it's I don't even know what's going to be going through these players' minds right now. It's been absolutely insane. They've well, again, look at that, 6 points apiece. So we've had 6 maps, and it has been back and forth. So yeah, they've got to be feeling the pressure here. I mean, this is the grand final, and this is their first time for the pair of them in a final. So yeah, and looking at the maps we've had so far as well, you can see we've had Berlin, we've had New York, we've had Haven, we've had Hokkaido, Colorado, Mendoza. Obviously now we're off to Paris. And then you and I will be calling the action on Chongqing as well. But holy hell, these, I mean, it depends how you look at the maps. You can think, oh yeah, that's an easy map, that's an easy spin. Fine, go on then. Do it in front of all these people against someone that's also extremely good.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got pretty far in competitions before now, Randy. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that correctly. You can give the audience a much better insight onto what the pressure's like as a player than I can. I don't tend to make it too far, so please let the people know how difficult this is.
Yeah, no matter how good you think you are on a map or on a particular spin or kill condition or anything, that just goes completely out of the window the moment you are actually in the match yourself.
I've had it on group stage matches. You look at a spin, you think, I know this spin, I have practiced. This one is one of those rare opportunities. I know exactly what happens here, and it doesn't happen. You get a guard with a head turn. You get a coin thrown in exactly the wrong spot. It could be absolutely anything, but yeah, oh man, I dread to think, because before the match, looking in the Discord, they were chatting, and they were both saying, "Oh God, is it only an hour away now?" I was really nervous. I'm just looking at k-kaneta here, and he's brought one of the players in, one of the targets into the attic. This is interesting. Would that be Victor? Just looking on the left-hand side of the screen, well, chaps.
Yeah, he's the only one still alive, so...
Yeah, well, yes, that's very true. Alright, show me up. Thank you for that, Randy. But no, what a brilliant little exhibition. I do enjoy watching the players' screens before the spin actually goes live, but look at that. Victor in the attic. You only ever see him on the second floor normally, right at the start, with a code 17. So taking it to the attic, to be fair, bit of inside knowledge. A friend of mine did show me how to do that, and I'm sure that's what's leaked into the community there, unless k-kaneta has some other information. But lovely to see. But Paris, we're off to Paris, a very good legacy map. One of the preferred stops on a roulette tour for me. I must say it's because it's so well established. You know these two targets inside and out because we've all been here since 2016. 5 years now, 5+ years.
Yeah, almost 6 at this point because it came out early in the year as well.
Well, there you go. I mean, Randy with the information I do not have, which should be common knowledge. But then again, that's also common knowledge. I do not have the information that most other people have. But what are you hoping to see in Paris then, dude? We've got parity here. We only need 2 more maps to get to 10 points. What do you want to see in Paris? What sort of kill?
Which kills in Paris actually changed the meta strat?
Yeah. Yeah, what are you thinking? Anything explosive that's going to do the final justice? Is there going to be a spicy spin that could derail the pair of them that they wouldn't have seen coming?
With these 2 players, I don't think there's anything that they haven't practiced already, at least not in Paris, but something live for victory is, of course, always interesting to see.
Cool. Well, the spin is in. I'll take this one then. We got Viktor Novikov with a loud explosive weapon as a stylist. Dalia Margolis with a silent sniper rifle as the Sheikh. Okay, that seems okay. That seems like the boys are getting a bit of a breather here. This isn't too bad, I would say. But then again, very, very easy for me to say, sat here in my armchair with my dog sat next to me with a Guinness in my right hand. But Danny, look at that straight in. Less than 30 seconds planning. Starting as the tech crew. k-kaneta 10 seconds behind there. Also with a tech crew start, which makes a lot of sense. You get a nice early ISO on Victor. And they're both looking for that. But almost synced up. What are you doing? From Victor there. Gonna turn the music down just a touch. It's very obnoxious, the disco in Paris. Very similar to Berlin in that respect. And he missing the silence pistol shot to open the door for the Sheikh's place, but had a crowbar in hand anyway. He's knocked out the Sheikh and knocked out the Sheikh's guard. k-kaneta just about to do a very similar thing here. Shakedown. That wasn't a pun, I promise.
Everything's a pun if you're brave enough.
Yeah, very true. So similar strats here, but again, Danny with that 10-second loading quicker. Picking up his sniper rifle from underneath the stairs. k-kaneta still got that camera to deal with there. Of course, only 3 cameras on this map, all on this little floor there, that room, if you want to call it that, in those corners. And I will pronounce Sheikh however the hell I want to pronounce Sheikh. k-kaneta also picking up his stash there under the stairs. Obviously a silent sniper because there's no other silent sniper on the map. Two slightly different routes here. I didn't say Sierra. Okay,
enough.
Danny is up on the balcony, up on Dahlia's balcony here. 2 melee knockouts there, so should be nice and safe, no noise. Of course, it can be a problem throwing a crowbar for that guard. And he does get the first kill. Dahlia is down for Danny. k-kaneta is upstairs in the auction room as the Sheikh. Now he's got a lot more work to do here, Danny, with the much more direct approach by using the fireworks, getting Dahlia out onto the balcony. Danny, k-kaneta taking out the bodyguard from Dahlia's room. Kind of bit of extra work, but then he's having to wait for Dahlia, isn't he? So that does make things a bit more awkward for him. Danny, meanwhile, has a stylist disguise. Victor, we know, is knocked out and isolated and has an explosive for a pillow. The Sheikh and his bodyguard are knocked out as well. Danny is very close to the exit. And it's looking really, really good for Danny here. Just needs to pop that. Hope that Victor doesn't get found. He shouldn't get found within those 3 seconds. Green guns, and oh, there it goes. Danny is out, and like a prat, I've hit prediction complete way too early, but I can't see k-kaneta getting this done in 47 seconds. Can you?
No, not really.
No, same. But it's looking really good for Danny here. As in, he's out, he's got 5 stars, in-game time of 3 minutes and 19 seconds. There's 25 minutes and 35 seconds left on the spin. k-kaneta's having Dahlia isolation troubles there, so yep, that is Danny's round. Danny takes Paris, goes into the next one, 8-6. Danny is on match point. Oh my life. Is this going to decide Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021? Randy, takeaways from Paris there, mate. Anything you can say about that?
Not really, no.
No, it was just very good?
Yeah, too good for me. Just my brain isn't fast enough to compute that.
It's hard work, isn't it? Well, predictions are live for the next map, and we are off to Chongqing. We're going to have a quick look at the mission briefing to see why we're here. We know why we're here. We're going to kill people, and it's going to decide, possibly, who is the champion for this year. We'll be back in a sec.
Look closer.
I'm telling you, the file is trash. The Constant doesn't so much burn his bridges as blow them up. Arthur Edwards, whoever he was, don't exist anymore. His personal data somehow deletes itself from any system that records him. Way beyond advanced. The partners spared no expense to make sure their controller would be untraceable.
How untraceable?
Look, I did what you asked, but Gray's gone and I'm no Diana. I'm not who you need right now. You gotta be kidding me.
ICA?
I used every encryption known to man. Who are these guys?
The best. It's only a matter of time before they get lucky. We need to take them down.
You and which army?
I know where the agency stores its files, mission reports, client data. If we leak it to the public...
You want to whistleblow the ICA?
It's the path of least resistance. Turns out, you are who I need right now, Olivia.
I do this, and I'm out. So, what are we breaking into?
Data facility in Chongqing, China. Run by a man called Hush.
Of course. The ICA site in Chongqing houses the agency's data storage and analyst division. Needless to say, security is daunting. The state-of-the-art server vault is biometrically wired to the facility's 2 overseers. Imogen Royce, behavioral analysis pioneer, and Hush, a data security guru with a taste for fringe transhuman experimentation.
Tell me about Hush.
A former cyber terrorist for the Ministry of State Security in Kadanyang, who fled his country after one of the Po regime's periodic purges. He made a career doing cybersecurity for dark web deplorables, human traffickers, organ harvesters, scum like him, with no code or conscience. ICA sure can pick him. No offense.
Can you disable security?
A dual authentication protocol ensures that any handling of data must be directly authorized by Hush and Royce. The proverbial human factor device to make the system impenetrable. Luckily, I found a loophole. If both overseers should unexpectedly die within a short space of time, the system reverts to a temporary fail-safe protocol, which I can bypass. Take them off the board, and you'll have free access to the data core. And I'll handle the rest.
And you're sure it'll work?
Look, I know Hush. If I'm wrong, we won't live long enough to regret it.
All right. I will leave you to prepare.
Good evening and welcome back to Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021, and this is the grand finals. As you can see, DaniButa is on match point. He has 8 points, k-kaneta has 6 points. k-kaneta taking the lead in the first map, and it has been back and forth ever since. This has been an absolute banger, and we were hoping for a good match. We knew it was going to be tight, but we didn't realise it would be this tight. What an absolute storming game we've had so far. Some great play from both players. Yeah, 2 points away, Danny and k-kaneta 2 maps away. Anything can happen. Randy, we're off to Chongqing. What do you think, man? What do you think? Can you think?
Can I think? That's a very good question. I hope I can.
I'm hoping so too, because I'm going to get speechless at some point. I know that might sound unlikely, but it does happen. So I'm gonna need you to help me through this this possible last map. Because if k-kaneta takes this one, then we are off to Dubai, and Yannini and Curry will be calling the action there. But it's all depending on whether Danny takes this map or not. So, yeah, Chongqing. We haven't got Coates here to give us his particular insight. Obviously, he is our China expert. So you'll have to put up with me and Randy instead. But what a game! What a game! I've been stunned by some of it. Just some really unlucky rips as well when you wouldn't expect them. Just to give it a bit of a back and forth. One of the points that was made was in the map picks. The fact that k-kaneta had he picked the longer maps. You can see his picks there: Berlin, Haven, Colorado. Obviously that falls apart when you get to Paris, but he picked the longer maps there. Whereas Danny had gone for the short ones in retaliation, like New York, Hokkaido, Mendoza. And but with the bans, he was banning the longer maps like Miami, like Mumbai, like Santa Fortuna. So interesting to see that interplay between the two finalists here. How they would, how the matches, you know, how they decide what sort of playing field this is going to be fought on. I found that quite good. That was a quite good insight by Chris. I was surprised. But my k-kaneta picking the longer maps, Danny picking the shorter maps, both banning and banning the longer and shorter maps as per. So I found that quite interesting. Any thoughts on that, Randy?
I'm not really surprised by kaneta picking the longer maps. I played against him in the group stages, and he just feels like a similar guy to me that prefers the longer maps over the shorter ones because much more can just happen in them.
Of course, you have a bit of insight there with the playing him in the group stages, and of course, you'd have been in a group stage chat. It was Group C, wasn't it?
Yes.
And the only person that k-kaneta actually lost to was Fopper. Fopper didn't make it through. Fopper wasn't one of the 4. You made it through. Yannini, obviously k-kaneta. Who was the other one?
Meme.
Meme made it through as well. Of course, k-kaneta, that was his first match, and he did sweep Meme 6-0 very first game. October the 26th, I believe. Got that only loss in the group stage on November the 3rd. So yeah, k-kaneta have been on a hell of a run. But during those group stage chats, anything that stuck out to you, like you say, you did think he had a plan of what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't pick Santa Fortuna. Of course, he couldn't do it this late because it was already banned by Danny.
Sure.
But I would have expected him to pick that map a bit earlier because he seems like, or he doesn't seem like he is very good at the map. Yeah, he has played it a bunch.
But he didn't pick it, and well, of course, like you say, once you haven't picked it and your opponent bans it, it's gone. It's in the ether. You're not having that one. But Danny again, Group H. He finished top of Group H. Only lost that one match in Group H to David Red Sox. Of course, he did avenge that loss in the losers bracket. So Danny losing 2 matches so far in the KO stages. Once was to Ducker. Only losing 1 match so far in the KO stages, and that was to Ducker, which of course we saw him come past Ducker to make it to the final, which is where we are now. And again, this is the pivotal moment. Danny is on match point. I just hope we can do this justice, because this is so fraught. When the spin comes in, and the spin will be coming in about 13 seconds. Randy, I'm going to have to ask you to read it out, mate, because my nerves are gone. I'm almost spent. Please, dude. What do we got?
Sure thing. We have Hush with a kitchen knife as the facility engineer, and Royce with the loud explosive weapon in the suit.
Okay, so we got a suit-dictated spin. Are we going to see balcony or riverside? Now,
I'm guessing riverside.
Yeah, you don't want to go all the way up and all the way back down just to go all the way back up again, do you? So we can see it straight away. Danny is in riverside. Less than 30 seconds before he's actually in. Oh, Danny. Looked like he kind of messed up the bullet panic going into the stairs there. He does get it back, and he is on his way up, sensibly wearing a hat with his suit there, because it is raining. k-kaneta will have that rain streaming in his eyes. Different approaches here. k-kaneta. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
k-kaneta immediately bullet struck to these guys to try and run past them. Unfortunately, they seemed a bit slow to react and run towards where he shot from.
And we got a rip from k-kaneta there. That is unfortunate.
If they had gone like 2 seconds earlier, he would have been free to just run straight up to Hush there. Now, he wouldn't have the right disguise then, so I'm not quite sure what his thought process was.
Sure. This was, we were just saying before, it's interesting going up, then down, then back up again, but then it all kind of depends on this Hush isolation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
k-kaneta seems to have changed it up. He went with a balcony start that time rather than riverside. There we go. We can see Danny has got Hush isolated. Block guard, researcher, and Mogwai all knocked out as well, so they're not a problem.
This running back and forth that they'll need to run down and get the engineer and up again. That
okay,
will cost them some time, but seeing as both of them are doing it, it shouldn't really matter too much in the end.
Sure, we missed a rip from k-kaneta there, but Danny we got another rip from k-kaneta. That's his 3rd rip now. He is he's on the struggle bus a little bit here. Danny with a massive advantage. I did go just now because the female researcher upstairs by Hush. It seemed that she'd spotted Mogwai. She ran around the corner. I can only assume Mogwai was cornered.
Yeah, she did definitely spot him, seeing as Danny hasn't restarted yet. I'm also assuming it was a corner.
Yeah, well, Danny hasn't restarted. We're assuming that Mogwai was cornered and that he hasn't made a massive mistake here. But being this stage in the competition, that sort of mistake carrying on, that's a coin toss really, whether they're too good to make that mistake or just too far into it, too caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
Either way, k-kaneta with a massive in-game time lead here of like nearly 2 minutes. Hey, k-kaneta knocking out Mogwai, knocking out Hush. Got that target locked down, but that was a late patch whereby when he's on a FaceTime and he gets knocked out, that starts a target lockdown for Imogen. Doesn't do too much to whatever your plans were. Just might slow it down a bit, but it certainly doesn't rip you. And we can see that Imogen is on her way. Sorry, mate. We can see that Imogen is on her way up the stairs to the door where she stands with her guard. Because Danny shot the drone earlier. He's just got to wait a bit.
Yeah, the FaceTime lockdown doesn't really matter as you spend most of that time just running over there anyways.
Yeah, you've got to be looking at something quite specific for that to be a problem.
Yeah.
Of course, Danny, if he's gonna knock out Imogen's guard, and obviously Imogen as well, by the looks of things, it is a loud explosive weapon. He does have to do it in a suit, so that's probably going to be a detonation on exit. And he's also going to have to place that loud explosive weapon, bit of whoosh there, so it doesn't kill her guard. But if he gets him down at the bottom of the stairs, ooh, he's going to have to throw that. He does.
I'm more worried about her flying outside.
Yeah.
And being spotted by the people out there than him accidentally killing the guardian.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I think there's enough space there. It looks like the placement's good. k-kaneta is still in the suit. He's 2.5 minutes in. Going back round. I've got a horrible feeling k-kaneta is kind of lost his way on China here a little bit with this routine.
Security protocol overruled.
Definitely an unnormal route.
Access granted.
Unnormal? That's not a word, is it?
Now, of course, that guard that k-kaneta has just knocked out, he needs to be careful that he doesn't start the conversation between those two quote-unquote dumpling cooks outside, who are, of course, ICA employees. They start talking, one of them's going to walk down there and find him. It'll take a little while, but should be okay. k-kaneta getting those drone shots off. For the Krugermeyer as well, so fair play. Danny grabbing himself the facility engineer. Made it all the way down into the bowels of the facility. Now I've got to go all the way up to the top. Pretty much the highest level. Bar 1, which is where you get that sniper rifle that's on the map. Silence one too.
Yeah.
Nice unlockable.
Hey, it's me. Sorry.
Of course, Danny with the red guns there, but that is Hush. We think. We're sure it's Hush. We're hoping it's Hush. Yeah, Danny just moving that guard just a little bit more, just to make sure. Just a little bit of insurance there.
Never hurts to be a bit more safe.
It really doesn't, does it? Certainly not at this stage in the match. Certainly not in this competition. Okay, we know that Danny has a knife. He went down as block guard to get it. Well, he's on his way to Hush. Also, he did knock out... Ooh, bit of whoosh. But he did knock out that female researcher. There's the kill.
Bastard Hush. Now go get Imogen Royce and you can get to the core.
Danny is back in his suit. k-kaneta is the... it's not facility guard, that one, is it? I forget what that one's called. But it's looking really good for Danny here. k-kaneta fast approaching the ISO on Imogen. Door shut behind him, that's annoying. He's going to have to throw that crowbar. Should be fine knocking out Imogen, and he does, but Danny is on his way to the scooter. Danny is on his way to the scooter, and he is just about to become, if those guns go green, and they stay green. We had a bit of trouble getting out, but I think we have it. I think we have our new champion.
Sure, looks like it.
We're going to have to wait for the admin confirmation, but oh my days.
Championship still staying in Hungary.
Hungary has retained. Alright, we got a different player, but I'm sure Infrafun won't mind that too much about that. And there it is.
Victory.
Oh my days. Oh my actual days. DaniButa is your new Roulette Rivals World Champion for 2021.
Going straight from Roulette Rookie to the champion.
His first competition. His first Roulette Rivals competition. And he does it. What an outstanding match. He takes it 10 points to 6. k-kaneta, it should not be ignored. What a brilliant tournament he had. Hadn't lost for over a month, lost one game up until today. Stonking performance. GG's Danny, GG's k-kaneta, Lego Stuffer champion. Who'd have thought we'd ever say that? Especially with the way they don't really like the roulette. But Danny comes in, gets it done. Oh, my fellow Shoutcasters, could you come in the channel and let's talk about this, please? I don't believe that Danny is available for an interview. Or k-kaneta, I don't think they've got working microphones. But boys, come on in, let's talk about this, man. We need to decompress for the first bit, don't we? But Randy, your thoughts first of all.
No, this has been an amazing match. Lived up to every expectation I've had. We have had back and forth in both in the maps themselves and between the maps, with both people just taking every other map, basically.
It was back and forth, wasn't it? It was so back and forth. k-kaneta took that first one, and then Danny took his map, and yeah, it wasn't until the 6th, 7th map that Danny started to pull it away. That made the little bit of difference there. Well, a little bit of difference, I mean, but once he got ahead there, went 8-6, and obviously took Chongqing there. What an absolute banging match! I'm really impressed by that. I'm looking to try and get, where the hell are the rest of our Shoutcasters? Yannini, Infrafun, whoever. Come on, where the hell are you, lads? Get your asses back in here.
Them in there.
They shouldn't be gone. We need to talk about this shit.
Danny has already gotten the role as well.
Danny, if you're available, if you can talk, please come and talk to us. Who have we got? Is that Chris?
Hello.
That's everyone.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
Chris, we'll start with you, mate. Thoughts, mate? What do you think?
That was great. I mean, the spin wasn't necessarily great, but I was able to see it. A good way to end out the match. Was a great all through. There wasn't, too much ridiculous coming from the game. I mean, Haven, there was a little bit of nastiness on Haven, but I mean that's always to be expected. But other than that, it was definitely a nice, fair match to see.
Yeah, Haven's never fun, whether you like the map or not. And talking to Haven, I was just about to say, talking to Haven, Curry, give me your thoughts on the map as a whole.
I did like this entire match, but I also like the Haven. I'm not hating on Haven anymore. But yeah, incredible tense match going back and forth up until these last two maps, and it's just been insane. Everyone taking their opponent's map picks, starting with the Haven one, and yeah.
Hey, much more fun than the last tournament's final, am I right?
Yannini, you're there, aren't you, sir?
Hello.
So yeah, they were in Colorado. They didn't have to find a nitro, but zing zing zing. But
they didn't go to 9-9. I think that's a huge minor. But yeah, no, for real though. It was an amazing final, and it was really I'm just so glad it wasn't a more one-sided match. We've seen on pretty much all maps. We've seen our fair share of competition. So yeah, really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, it was outstanding. I mean, I honestly, you never hear me speechless. Really, I'm still just sort of trying to process what we watched. Gunther, help me out here, man. Give me some words.
Oh, I'll give you all the words that I have. The only disappointment that I have is that we didn't see this go further. We knew it was going to be a dam that broke when we saw them each taking each other's map pick back and forth, and I just kind of wish that we would have seen that go all the way through. The worst possible Dubai we could have seen, so it was a 9-9 tie to finish with a Marrakesh decider. That would have been amazing, but obviously beggars can't be choosers. It was a fantastic final. Both these players obviously deserve to be here. They gave us a fantastic show. Sure, it's a 10-6 scoreline. We had Danny sweep the last two, but it was so much closer than that would lead us to believe. Just an incredible match to be a part of, and good job to both of these players.
Oh, you cannot say enough about these two boys. I mean, especially this is their first Roulette Rivals World Championship. Obviously, k-kaneta has competed before in Roulette Rivals, but only one comp and a raceway, I believe. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, he was, I think, like 26th in RR6 and then second in the raceway.
He lost his 2 matches in RR6 and dropped out immediately.
Oh wow! Well, if that's
0-2.
If that's not an improvement, I don't know what is. But of course, I mean, let's just focus on the man of the moment here, DaniButa. I mean, Roulette rookie, never played Roulette Rivals in a competition setting before. I'm sure we've all played roulette casually, certainly in practice, but to come into a competition, set out your stall straight away by winning your group and then going on, only to get knocked down by Ducker and then to come back to beat Ducker to make it to this final. And I hear the rumour he's only 14 years old. I mean, come on. That's just unfair. That's 30 years younger than me.
I am seeing some frustration that a 14-year-old won a game that's rated M for mature. So,
well, I can tell you as a very old man, when VHS was invented, the age certification was not a barrier to what I plugged into my bloody VCR machine, alright? So, that's not a problem.
When did Codename 47 come out? 2000? Something like that?
God, like I think it was.
Like, what stage in the series of Hitman releases was Danny born? Like,
I was on my second marriage then, in 2000, so, you know.
I turned into a skeleton halfway through the match, so I understand the pain.
But no, that is a belting match. I don't know if we've got any word whether we can get one of the boys in here to to talk to us. I don't think they're available. I don't think they have mics, which is a massive shame. But
I don't think anybody asked k-kaneta, but Danny has already opted out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I saw k-kaneta saying, my mic's broken and no one wants to hear me talk English anyway. Despite the fact he has perfect written English, we do know this. But no, what a cracking game, and it's extremely unfortunate Throaty wasn't able to host the game today because he had a massive internet outage the last minute, so we all had to kind of scramble to put this together. But luckily, we do have the sort of community where that isn't a problem. We were able to do it. Curry with some fantastic visuals as well that he provided right at the start, with a great breakdown of the tournament so far and how we got here. So if you are hearing this on stream for the first time, please go and check the VOD once I've put it up. And please check out that awesome package that Curry put together, because it's worth a look. But yeah, we have a Lego Stuffer champion, boys. Any final thoughts from any of you?
I just want to take a moment to say thanks to Curry and Gordy for getting together and basically setting up this stream not like an hour before we were supposed to go live on Froat's channel. Like, well done translating all the files, doing everything that you guys had to do to put on such a great show. And special shout out to all the admins who make this stuff possible. Punky for providing the picks and bans graphic that we use multiple times throughout the stream. Just like Gordy said, an incredible community that works very, very hard to put all this stuff on. Of course, can't thank everybody without thanking Mr. Mike for the amazing work on the overlay and hitmaps.com, all that good stuff. It's a fantastic community to be a part of, and everybody should get involved.
Quite agree.
Yeah,
quite agree.
Totally. I can only dock into that. This was so long, 7 weeks, our longest tournament ever. There were so many matches, especially in the early group stages, and there were so many shoutcasters, admins, and everything needed to make this work at all. And it all worked smoothly. We have all votes up. Every match was casted. We had a few few missed matches and stuff, but overall it went really smoothly, and I'm really happy it all worked out. So huge thanks for everyone that made it possible.
It's a pleasure to do it, to be quite honest. I remember saying we were down a Maincaster one night, and it was gone midnight. I said, I gotta go work tomorrow. I can host it and put it all up. Someone get in the Shoutcaster channel and I can cast it, but I'm not going to join in. And then 3 minutes in, it's like, I've got to join in. I can't not. It is just so fun to do. It's just absolutely so much fun to do. But from the first match, which was an exhibition between Froggy and Ducker, and the next day actually starting this tournament, actually the first match was me versus Eli, where I got swept 6-0, which set the tone for my own tournament, but gave me more chance to concentrate on shoutcasting, which thank you, Eli. I appreciate your effort in the community that way. But no, boys, it's been a great tournament. What a showcase for the match, for the mode. I would say roulette is a fun, very fun mode to play. In fact, if you go to the Buff Guy's channel on YouTube, he's starting to put together a full-on what is Hitman Roulette. I would highly recommend you go and watch those vids if you're not familiar with how roulette works. But yeah, what a tournament! And again, GG's k-kaneta, GG's DaniButa, your Roulette Rivals World Champion for 2021.
May I announce that with a little bit more hype, maybe?
Please do, man.
Within 2.5 hours over 8 maps, DaniButa has defeated k-kaneta 10-6 and has just become our Roulette Rivals World Championship 2021 champion.
Alright, that's too much. But absolutely fair play, Danny. You done it, man. You're the boy. Everybody, let's go give someone a raid, shall we? We've I think we've run out of
Chris
words,
X3 streaming.
Chris X. Oh, is that with there's no H in that, is there? Chris, you streaming, are you?
No, I'm just talking about your girlfriend. Sorry.
Ooh, that's just harsh, and no need of that. But okay, let's have a quick look on Twitch to see who we can go and say hello to. Ron deserves a raid. I think he's a lovely chap. I don't dislike him. He's my friend. So we're going to go raid that geeky guy next door. If I can spell next door. There we go. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, same goes. Thanks, everybody.
And
great to be here.
We'll see you all soon. Again, the Discord's right there if you want to join it. Invalid username. Brilliant. Well done, Gordy. I can't get anything right, can I? Fucking hell.
There you go.
There it is. We got him this time. Right. Chat, thanks for coming in. Casters, thank you for being here. Again, k-kaneta, so close, man, but second place. Not bad at all. Danny, all plaudits to you, my friend. Well done. We'll see you all soon.